Don't reason like that. Anybody thinking that Igbo presidency 2023 will stop us? What we want is Biafra, and what we're going to get is Biafra.
Declare no election, no 2023 general election in Biafra land. This no election in Biafra land has been activated. We are going to make it a task that must be done by every Biafran. All measures will be put in place to make sure the adequate civil disobedience is implemented to stop the election in Biafra land.
No, not at all. What should I do? It's what we expect to happen. But I want our people to be very calm. I want Biafra land to be calm, and peaceful. Calm and very, very peaceful. We are fighting to defend our people. Not to kill them. Yes. We are fighting to defend them. That's why I'm here. Yes. And we'll continue to do so.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. And one of the most important weapons in changing yourself is to recognize that people everywhere in the world want peace.
If in these later years of a life lived in pursuit of equality, we can at last look upon our own country as one in which citizens, regardless of race, gender or creed, share equal political rights and opportunities for development, we do so with great gratitude towards the millions upon millions all around the world who materially and morally supported our struggle for freedom and justice.
I was in the company of great men indeed. Some of them are more qualified, more talented than I am. And to sit down with them, to exchange views, was one of the most revealing experiences I had. To sit down with those men and to exchange views, it enriched your own life. It fortified your morality. It gave you courage to do better than your best.
One of the mistakes which some political analysts make is to think that their enemies should be our enemies. Anybody who changes his principles depending on whom he is dealing, that is not a man who can lead a nation.
You have a limited time to stay on earth. You must try and use that period for the purpose of transforming your country into what you desire it to be. A democratic, non-racial, non-sexist country. Humility is one of the most important qualities which you must have. Because if you are humble, if you make people realize that you are no threat to them, then people will embrace you. They will listen to you.
Yes, everyone, dear friends, wherever you are, you're welcome today again. Today is the joint broadcast of the IPOB media team, and of course, we have our first commenter today who has commented. Maazi Austin Okonkwo, someone is greeting you from here. God bless you all for joining. We thank you all. You're going to be hearing from every one of us soon, but we want to also thank you also for those of you who were able to keep the seat at home. The obedience of Biafrans everywhere, all over the world. You have been so wonderful. It is very impossible for 70 million people to fail. When 70 million people have decided to do something, they can't fail. You can imagine that the whole of Biafra is deciding that they want to quit the zoo. Nobody can stop us. So it's on that premise. That's why we're always excited coming here and talking, because we know that behind us are 70 million people who are ready to leave the contraption, who are tired of slavery. And that's why we're here today. Welcome you. We welcome you all, and we say we love you from here. I'm going to give my comrades the microphone now to actually greet Biafrans. Maazi Okonkwo, please take the microphone and talk to Biafrans.
Thank you, Maazi Kelechi, my wonderful brother and learned brother. Some people used to say we should tell you, lower this your English because we are not in Eliza. Yeah, because of our mama and papa. Only Emeka Livingstone, as a man of God, we understand this by the help of the Holy Spirit. Well, Biafrans, like all of you know, my names have never changed. I am still that Maazi Austin Okonkwo, of course, and I have our senior papa here, Maazi Dr. Emeka Livingstone, and I also want to extend my greetings to all Biafran, those who are watching us. I encourage you tonight to share this broadcast, because the way you see our face smile, there's something that is about to come tonight. And I will also forget to tell you people that Maazi Nnamdi Kanu is our leader, and under his auspices, we come here tonight to bring you a very powerful and good news that will change your mind, your mindset, especially on this crucial time when we are one step ahead into Biafra. And I also want to thank our Autopilot, media warriors, and also Umuada. I also want to thank Autopilot prayer teams. I want to thank Pastor Steve, Dr. Steve Ajibwa, those of them, and Pastor Chika, Paul Obiko, those of them that are helping me every Sunday to pray for the release of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu. And as you are waiting, I want you to share this broadcast, go to our platform, go to Livingstone, go to Kelechi Bruce, that is Biafran Global Network, go to Maazi Austin Okonkwo YouTube, subscribe, and click the thumb button. Anytime we are live, you get our notification. But I want to tell you tonight, it's a very different kind of night. God bless you, Maazi Kelechi. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maazi Okonkwo. Of course, we have our elder statesman in the house, Pastor Livingstone. Please, Pastor, greet Biafrans, please. Say hi to Biafrans.
Hello, Biafrans. God bless you all. It's a privilege to be again with you one more time, and my colleagues that are fighting very hard. And I want to salute Biafrans at home. They have paid more price for this struggle than those of us in the diaspora. They have done better than we and our families. And we hope that we'll continue in this great struggle, liberation movement, until we have reach the logical conclusion. God bless you, Maazi Okonkwo. God bless our able leader, Maazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazuka, and all the rest.
Man of God, your voice is breaking. Are you still driving?
No, I'm not driving. I'm in my house. I was just trying to look up.
Okay, I think you have to refresh, because Biafrans, when they hear your voice like this, they will attack you, because they want to hear you very proper.
Yes.
You need to Biafrans
Okay, I think maybe you, after introduction, go out and they come in again. God bless you, sir.
Yes, yes. Because it's not coming out clear at all.
It's working. All right.
Yeah, but the voice, we can see you clearly, but the voice,
we can see you, but it's breaking.
even
I think something is wrong.
Yes, so maybe you just go out and come in, because even here it's showing that your network is very low, very bad, or maybe change position somewhere. Yes, yes, Mazi Mukunkwa, we are starting. We're taking off immediately because we have no time to waste. We have so much to do.
Correct.
We have expecting so much from us too. 125 days. Mazi Mukunkwa, what's the significance?
The significance is, as we have spoken, so shall it be, and not we that have spoken.
Yeah.
It is the Lord who speaks through us. Please, nobody should call me by now. The significance there is that we are not going back, and everything that we have said concerning the coming of Biafra is there. And God have already. Hello, who is talking? Hello.
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah, Pastor, can you hear us?
Okay, so one thing people started already calling when before. So one thing Biafrans must know is this time around it's not
with audio.
Yeah, but it's good now.
It's okay. It's okay. Your network is okay.
It's okay now. So one thing people must understand is whenever time you see Simon Ekpa comes online and make a speech, we don't go back. It is just like when I could say Moses told the people, he said, prepare yourself for tomorrow. The Lord has said that we are marching out. Some people who don't understand the word of the Lord start to, misbehave. They start to, doubt the power of God that God have deposited in Moses. Some call them small boys, some call him a stammerer. But until when the time comes, it is only the staff in his hand speaks for people to believe. So I am telling people what our spokesperson have said is where we stand. Forget about anything you see on the social media. It is happening already, as you know. Thank you. God bless you, Mazikele.
Thank you so much. We are talking about 125 days and the significance. Pastor Livingstone, please, what is the significance of the 125 days? You're muted. You're muted. Please check.
I got your voice.
Yeah. The significance of the 125 days is the templates being set for the actualization of Biafra, which has been a prayer, a prophecy, a dream, an expectation. It shall come true. So 125 days, the significance is the template being sent that we have 125 days to see that thing come to pass. And the hope of Biafrans will not fail. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Biafrans, 125 days. In fact, it's 124 now because we're already ending the one here. And of course, it's getting on 124. This countdown is not just for formality. You should understand that. The zoo understands it. The enemies understand it. The international community understands it. Everyone understands it. But yet, the media all over the world is not talking about it. All they are talking about is something else. In fact, I saw 2 days or 3 days ago, they were making mention of Buhari, the masked man in the zoo, saying that this election that is coming is the tool that Buhari is going to utilize to stabilize democracy in Nigeria. Now you can imagine that we are talking about 120 something days and all of that. We're talking about quitting. The international media is not saying anything about it, but the only thing that is happening is that they want to give an impression to the world that democracy will be stabilized by the same caliphate government sponsoring terrorism and trying to take the lands of indigenous people. Please, Pastor, maybe I'll start with you, Pastor, please. What do you say about that?
It's not true. Democracy can never be stabilized by the government of today in Nigeria. It's not true. Rather, on the contrary, they are working against 2023. Because what we see now is an arrangement which the government of the day has planned with terrorists to give an impression that they are overwhelmed by the situation. If you listen to Dambazo, where he made his comment that the Nigerian army is overwhelmed by the situation, they don't have enough personnel to counter any terrorist force or attack in the country right now. So actually, they are trying to make a replay of what happened in Afghanistan. The only thing that's a slight difference now, the slight difference is America pulled out of Afghanistan. That the members of the Afghanistan military government, military authorities to push for an overthrow. The moment America pulled out, because most of them, even though they were Afghanistan soldiers, in their hearts, they were Taliban. So when that opportunity came, they easily rode into the country, took over the realms of government, and the military crashed within 11 days. Now, that of Nigeria is not that America left, pulled out. No, the point is, this is a planned program of the government in power to fake a coup that will bring in this terrorist and take over the government, and they will say there's nothing they can do. It is the same people in the kind of transition trying to hand over to the so that another state with different name. I don't know. So the issue of trying to bring about elections, it is not in the plan of this government at all. It's not there. They're deceiving you so well, but they are planning their program to bring about that coup that the man will give a excuse to go and say it wasn't his fault. It was thrown out of the government. And those guys that will come in now will establish Islamic rule in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that breakdown. I mean, sorry. Yes, breakdown of those. Now, it's all about strategy. You know, strategizing to actually think about Islamization and all of that. And of course, we know that you know, in such kind of situation, we have the government, especially when they are working with terrorists and all of that, and when they have a plan. Of course, Malaifa said it, and he actually explained all of these details, which we are seeing playing out. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has prophesied them for a long time. Mazi Okonkwo, what do you have to say? Buhari says, according to the international community, according to what they are saying, they are telling the whole world, they are giving the whole world impression that Nigeria is okay. In fact, Buhari is going to stabilize. Because it's, to me, I see, you know, all these things are a form of takia. You know, trying to make the whole world believe, you know, the media templates too is part of it, where the international community on the internet, they are going to actually sell a narrative they want everybody to know. They want everybody to know that Nigeria is working as soon as, in fact, everything is going to work out because Buhari have said, of course, we know there is no Buhari. There's somebody just there, you know, portraying and that, I mean, taking that position and all of that. So now he says he's going to stabilize Nigeria. And yet Nigeria is breaking totally. He's saying he's going to stabilize Nigeria using the election that is coming. What do you have to say about this funny narrative?
What I have to put there is, let's start by asking ourselves a question, if the spirit can talk. If we say Buhari, well, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, who is Buhari? Is Buhari existing? Buhari, there's nothing like Buhari. The man you're talking about that died long time ago. Is Malami is the Buhari? There's no Buhari there. And that's where people has to focus on. If you talk about Buhari, we'll talk about an institution set up by some cabals of Nigeria in order to hold the Fulani ongoing for the jihadists, number one, and also to make themselves, I could say, a land, just like Akintola of Yoruba land have just said in the previous video that I see today. One thing we must understand is people should put into their mind there is nothing like Buhari. When we say Buhari, you're talking about a past person that had died. That man in Asarok is not a Buhari. They should go and bring Buhari out, and the Buhari will speak to us. So coming to what you're asking, you know, Nigeria is, I could say Nigerian politicians are the most corrupt country in the world. So anything they say, we don't take it as if it counts. Now let's ask ourselves, who is Nigeria? Who brought their information? Is it Lai Mohammed? Everything in Nigeria is orchestrated on the top of lies, an ocean of lie. And that is why we want to free ourselves. So we don't believe anything Nigeria has said or talk less of a man who have died. In your village, can a dead man talk? A dead man cannot talk. And I've been reminding them also, if you change counts charges for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a treasoning felony or something like that, as they call it on the constitution, why not put the area that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say there is no Buhari, the man there is not Buhari, and we have never had it on the charges they have set against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let them bring it up. So any man who says it's a Buhari is a fallacy and it's a lie. That is a deception on the core, and we Biafrans have given them the date when we want to declare Biafra. We want Biafra either life or death. Thank you, and we must not die. We'll be alive and get Biafra, and our eyes are red. We don't think, we don't value, we don't give consent to anything any man say that is Buhari. He can jump from fire to prime pan, and we don't care about what he's saying. Our eyes are red, and we need Biafra right now. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you so much, Mazi Okonkwo. In fact, when we hear election, we feel pissed. We feel, very, very irritated and irate. We get very angry because we know that election is actually an instrument of subjugation and destruction. Now, Mazi Chicks Survival, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Oh, he's left anyways. And before we go on before he comes, maybe when he comes, then we get him on. We're going to play a particular video that I want us to use as a basis of our narrative today. And in fact, it's going to, he's going to open our minds so that when people are saying that it is actually, we are the ones always saying it. Now we want to play it where they will hear a man from the West say it himself, so that the people will understand what is going on. Now, before we go, I play that video. Mazi Chuk Survival, do you have anything to say about that? First, greet Biafrans, and then say something about the issue of stabilizing Nigeria with the 2023 election. Mazi Chuk Survival, can you hear? Can you hear me? You can't hear. So you are muted.
He's coming around. Let me ship something in. You see?
Okay, please do.
I cannot hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Thank you, Mazi. Right on.
But I can't hear you. I don't know.
Oh,
but I can hear you. I can hear Kelechi.
Let me go out and come back and see.
Thank you.
Yes.
So while we're waiting for true survival, I want Biafrans that have sense to ask themselves a question, Mazi Kelechi. They are charging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on treason felony, according to the rotten constitution of Nigeria. But there is a broadcast he made in the same way they have accused him. And that open broadcast is the man in Asorok. He's dead. He's Buhari. We saw his burial ground in Saudi Arabia. Why can't we talk about it? So I come here tonight to remind Biafra, we have passed the stage where people will begin to, we all are Nigerians. If they don't want to let us to get Biafra, let them pay us off.
That's it.
The only thing that I've got from Nigeria is the passport I pay with my money. The only thing I get from Nigeria is the birth certificate I get with my money. In Europe, you don't buy those things. So let them also know that there's no man called Buhari or any institution called Buhari. That is why you see an attorney general can sit in the office of a president and declare that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not. Why I'm standing like this, if people must know. Since they refuse to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, now we have right to pull Nigeria to the extent of they must come to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also call for referendum. If you are still afraid for what is going to happen to you for saying the truth, you will die, and your generation are also going to be in perpetual bondage. For me, even if I die today, the Lord Almighty know that I've spoken my mind, awakening people, and I am not doing this for somebody like Pastor Livingstone is not doing this for his own self. How old are we now? We are doing this so that our children will have a good life to live. So we don't want to hear anything that Buhari said. There is nothing like Buhari. What we'll be talking about now is Oduduwa Nation, Middle Belt, and of course Biafra, which is the head of all. So we don't care about anything, any political mind, or I could say acrobatic. We have given them now 126 days to go, and our spokesman, Simon Ekpa, has spoken it. You will see us in action. Woto is the code. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. In fact, the worry is so worrying that in Nigeria, in the contraption Nigeria, people find it hard to reason. This is a man who have been coming several times. In fact, at the point, he gave a very serious analysis of how Buhari is dead. And yet they caught him, they kidnapped him, extraordinarily renditioned him. They never bothered to talk about that matter. They didn't discuss it. They didn't mention it. And yet the whole so-called 200 million Nigerians are saying nothing about that matter. It's very, very, very strange you begin to wonder if voodoo is involved in this matter. That's everybody's talking about election, everybody's talking about Buhari. They don't want to believe that they don't want to believe what is right. They want to always believe what is wrong. I don't know where maybe Pastor Livingston wants to say something about that. I don't know. Just please say something before whoever comes in, please. It's shocking because if such kind of, I don't understand it. I'm still trying to want around that point and understand what's going on. Please say something about it.
Somebody corrected me. Say 125 days. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, 125 days.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Mazio Koko is making sense. One, we should be talking about Biafra, our program, selling it to the whole world, because it is evident that Buhari has died long ago, and they have brought different faces. Because if you look at all times, Buhari has had like 3 or 4 times. There are ones that is as young as 35, and there are those of 50 something. So this thing that is worrying you, it is like Nigerians decided to the truth and say, we don't do it. We want to believe a lie. The whole world, they are feeling that they are going to be very embarrassed if they admit to this eventually, even if they knew about this earlier on. So it is like a conspiracy against the truth, which surely will burst and everybody will see it. So the issue of Nigeria still contesting election, believing in Buhari, or Sibanjo himself refusing to come out openly to tell Nigerians that Buhari is dead, it's like a delusion that came into the world, maybe sent by God.
Delusion, yes.
Which has made them to believe a lie. And they know that is a lie. And it will be the most evil, the most shameful lie that has happened in the whole world, to the embarrassment of that all while they have been an impostor. Oh, did it just to stop a people that have a vision for self-determination, which will eventually rub off onto other African nations and black people to become aware of who and what they are. So they are afraid of what will turn out from this revelation. They decided to cover it. The Bible says that God shall send them a delusion, that they will believe a lie. But that lie shall be exposed. Biafra shall come. Nobody can stop it. It's a fact. 70 million people determining to carry out one agenda. It is more than an earthquake. It is more than a tsunami. It is of the Holy Ghost.
Pastor Emeka, man of God, I'm not trying to stop you. Do you know that our leader one day said, you see, Nigeria want us to end agitation, right? Mazen Nanda kind of vividly said, if DNA test is carried out of this man, and it happens that he is lying, he say, I will quit Biafra and I will apologize. So why can't he? And this is the reason why they don't want to release Mazen Nanda.
He has said it 3 times. He said it 3 times at different occasions. 3 different occasions.
My dear brethren, let me tell Pastor Okonkwo, when somebody kills the truth and bury it, in 3 days it will rise from the grave. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu put the whole of the Biafran struggle online when he told them, prove to me that this man is not Buhari, I will abandon Biafra project. No single press man in Nigeria has made investigation. CNN has not done it. Foreign governments have not Nnamdi Kanu and proved that it's wrong. Facebook have not come out to fact check this allegation. What does it tell you?
Before you go on that matter, before you go on that what's on your mind, do you know that this is, in fact, what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said is actually another means of them making some kind of very, very strong point to the world. Anybody who picks this up now to prove that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is telling lies would have been able to prove a major point that would disrupt the whole of the Biafra struggle, the whole of the Biafra. So why didn't they take it up? Why didn't they take it up?
They couldn't, because they know Nnamdi Kanu. They know that Nnamdi Kanu is saying the truth. Everybody knows that. They know. Listen, brethren. There is something more pungent Nnamdi Kanu came up with the spirit of awakening black people that have been in slumber for centuries.
Absolutely.
The blacks were made to understand that they are useless. They come from bad families and bad parentage who were wicked against them. They are inferior. But when these people came and saw the constitution of the black man has the capacity to withstand pressure and live long and outlive them, they became jealous. So the only way they could do it was to give them a wrong narrative. That's number one. From the economic perspective, God bless the African region marvelously. People that didn't know they had all these resources or didn't think about what to do with them. It is a kind of naivety that you could have seen in the time of the Garden of Eden when Adam was, all these things were there, but Adam was not aware. It was only when man fell that his eyes were open to begin to exploit the mineral resources. That is one thing. So the white man who fell more into the sin of the devil, that didn't have this of nature, knew how to exploit this thing to make his life more comfortable, came to Africa, saw abundance of resources and wanted to tap it to make the country better. So that is the second reason. They wouldn't call them the Kanu because the man came to awaken people that have been sleeping for a long time. Oh, suddenly I'm realizing. Do you know that this your black color? This my beautiful color. It's not black. It's ebony or brown color. Do you know that under the sun you don't see pigments, you don't see wound?
For sure.
But yeah, but these people that have the color of what do we call the color?
Big colors.
No, there's a particular name that color is given. Yeah, it's just like a yellow swine, you know.
Melatonin or something.
Any slight wound, you see it. You see spots, yeah, pigments, and their flesh is not, when it grows old or you look at it, it's not good enough for you to behold, you know. Even when you come to younger people, it is the same thing. So we have something that God gave to us, which is so beautiful, natural, and good. They want all these things removed from you. Our ancestors, whom they say were wicked men, that were devilish, that were cursed. You know, that's why I'm against these deliverance ministries that are preaching nonsense, which is not biblical. The man that is wicked and cursed is the person that came and took you to slavery, raped women, killed men, destroyed nations. That is the wicked man who is cursed. He's the one that practiced slavery, not you, not myself. We were being oppressed. Let me stop there, please. I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry, so let me stop there.
Just calm down.
No, I'm done. I'm getting angry. I don't want to go beyond this.
Because this is an angry broadcast. We have to express it the way it is. We are already having 125 days into our freedom, and it must happen. And we must make the people get angry so that they will be very angry to get into their freedom. That is the main target. Now, Mazi Chuk Survivor, please say something about, just go continue on that narrative.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Please, I'm so sorry for the distractions and coming late. I really apologize to my fellow comrades who are on the platform. I apologize, sincerely apologize. It wasn't intentional. I apologize, okay, and I apologize to all Biafrans who are watching out there. I apologize to everybody for coming late to the broadcast. It wasn't intentional. So coming to the issue at hand where we are talking about, please, my brother, can you brief me, because I wasn't getting the information. The thing was shaking. I couldn't hear you when you started. And what
we actually began on the issue of Buhari saying that the election of 2023 is going to be an instrument for him to stabilize democracy in Nigeria. And of course, we know that there's no democracy. It's a caliphate system. And then we now move to the issue of, when Mazi Okonkwo now brought the issue of, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it initially. You are keeping him. You caught him now. Now you didn't accuse him, or you didn't even indict him on the matter of Buhari is dead. It is one of the things that we were expecting that should be on the number one point, on the allegations against him. They never mentioned it. They never said anything. And even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on 3 occasions, I heard him quite clear when he was actually one of his broadcasts. He said, anybody who comes to prove that Buhari is dead, let them bring him out. Let him speak full day. And then if they come to prove that he's not dead, and they prove to him that he's lying, he's going to drop the agitation of Biafra. Now they want political solution, whereas they can easily prove that Buhari is not dead.
Honorable Azuka will greet you for being here with us. God bless you.
Oh, Honorable Azuka, you're welcome. We actually see, you know, the stuff is getting heated, so we actually
hot, sometimes
we are very angry.
We're very angry, honestly. You know, now you can imagine you are talking about political solution when you could easily just prove that Buhari is alive, and then the agitation stops. Please go on from there.
Thank you so much, my brothers. I appreciate you. You see, the people we are talking about, the Zoological Republic, these people are lies themselves. They are living in lie. Nigeria itself is a lie. Nigeria itself is a lie.
I said
everything
it before.
about Nigeria is a lie.
It's a lie. Nigeria is a lie. You're right, brother. Nigeria is a lie.
That is why sometimes when I see P2B begin to talk about statistics, every single statistic that P2B is parading around, they are all lies.
It's a lie.
They are all lies. Let me tell you. You look at in this very issue, it is very clean and clear. Even a blind man that can hear, knows very well that Mazen Nanikan has been right all this while. He has been right. And we have been proven right once again. In their own court, Mazen Nanikan was proven right. They had a means to stop the agitation if they really want to stop it. Mazen Nanikan gave them that chance. Let Buhari come and prove that he is Buhari. As soon as you prove that he is Buhari, I will stop the agitation. I will stop.
True survivor.
And yes, they are the pussy.
True survivor, please, let me just, please forgive me with all honor, respect, sir. Let me say something.
Okay.
You were talking about Nigeria being a lie. I'm chipping in this. Every church or man of God that called P2P and prayed for him, prayed for a lie. That man is a liar.
That's it.
Every church that gathered, having known all this, they call P2P who is believing in a lie. And they are praying for P2P to be the leader of a lie. They are all delusional. They have believed in a lie. They are not of God. Because this is clear that even a blind man can understand something is definitely wrong. Over there, Melafia said it, Melafia said something. And his prophecies are coming true. Nnamdi Kanu said something. Okay, if Nigeria is true, why is the American embassy pulling out from Nigeria now, from Abuja to Lagos? Why? Because Buhari is talking about election 2023. And Americans are pulling out from Abuja to Lagos. The British people are pulling out from there. That's to show you that these things, there are no plans for election. It is a takeover of terrorists, of ISWAP, Boko Haram and others take over the government. Then, coming to what I told you earlier, any church that called P2P, knelt him down and prayed for him. Let me mention some of them that called him and prayed for him. One, Anselm Matubuko, his church in Lagos.
So disappointed.
Called him and prayed for him. Dunamis Enenche prayed for P2P. You know, the brother is a former GOC that was the spokesperson when Operation Python Dance came and attacked Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's home. And the man came out and began to confess his sins, that he had to speak a lie to defend the government over the Lekki massacre. He began to confess now. So all these churches that gathered, brought this man, prayed for him, or any man of God that is saying he believes in Obi to fix Nigeria, he is advocating for a lie.
For sure.
Then the Bible says, to the word and testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it means that there is no light in them. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20, Master Okonkwo can refer it, and then to say it later. You can refer to, you go to the Bible, bring it and say it. It said to the law and testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it means that there is no light in them.
Isaiah 28.
No, chapter 8, verse 20. 8, 20. Isaiah chapter 8.
Chick survival. Let's say, because I want to now, on this platform anyways, we want to still tell them that as we are here in one accord, the Bible says, can two work together except be agreed? We have agreed also, joining what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have said. We are telling them again, we're sending a message to them. If they can prove to us that Buhari is dead, all of us here will leave this platform. We are going to tell Biafrans, leave this agitation. We are no more doing this thing again. What do you think about that, Chick Survival?
My brother, you see, sometimes when things come out, I look at it and I laugh because we are dealing with a pharaoh. I ask people in my platform, ask me, how many miracles did Moses perform to Pharaoh before he allowed the children of Israel to step out of Egypt? And even when he allowed them to move out of Egypt, he still chased them into the Red Sea. It doesn't matter what you say. These people, the most important thing we should know is that the Zoological Republic is a lie. Do you see the funny thing? There was one man, I played his video on my platform. Every of you know him, Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi, in a video that everybody saw, he said that any man that thinks that 2023 election will change Nigeria is a fool.
Sure.
Today, that same man is playing a fool, being a spokesman to Peter Obi. The same man, who the video is still out there. He said anybody who has a hope or think that 2023 is going to change Nigeria, make it better, you are a fool. The same man who said this very thing is today campaigning for Peter Obi. This is how evil. My good general called them intellectuals. You see them, they speak grammar, they speak a lot of English, they speak a lot of English to confuse people. But at the end of the day, they will still go back to that nonsense, that thing they have omitted. That same man, I'm calling his name now, made a revelation that before now, that only the Southwest had more local government than the whole of the North. Only the Southwest had more local government than the whole of the northern states. But today, Kanu alone can take on the South, on the Southwest. And yet, these people, they know all these facts. The same way they know that Buhari is dead. And still, they are bent on promoting the so-called election. And let me tell you, they will never stop. The difference between us and some of them who call themselves human rights activists in Nigeria, they will come out and tell you that we want a Nigeria, but we want a Nigeria where there will be equality. Where are you going to find such Nigeria? Where?
How can you have equality on a line?
A Nigeria that have quota system in their constitution, a quota system that make it possible that an educated man in the South will serve under an illiterate in the North. You signed up to it, and today you are still upholding it. And yet, you will see Obasanjo will come and tell you, we want a Nigeria, but we want a Nigeria where there be equality. Where are you going to find that such Nigeria? Where? Never. Nigeria is a lie.
Mazi Sani is here, right? Mazi Sani is here.
The only man who has been able to pursue the solution, not just talking about it, who have presented the solution, but cowards cannot be able to pursue that solution. Only the brave man is Mazen Nandekano. The only solution is disintegration of this Zoological Republic. Disintegrate it, let every man to your tent, O Israel, and build a new foundation. But all these intellectuals, they are not bold enough to face it. They will come and speak all manner of drama on their conventional media. But at the end of the day, I thank social media. We have their videos, what they said in the past. In the next few minutes, they said a different thing. Buhari is dead. I don't need anybody to tell me about it. If you say he's not dead, come on, prove it. As simple as
yes,
that.
Of course, we can confirm that he's dead because he has said it 3 times. Prove to me that he's alive. Tell him to come out. Let him speak Fufude. And once you're
gentlemen,
that he's dead,
please, you just have to excuse me. I don't stay long before I leave.
Okay.
I have to attend to 1 or 2 things.
Okay. Please just give us a little time. Once we bring
247.
Now.
I did greet you. God bless you. How's your family?
Mazi Sonny Akparawa.
We are blessed. Thank you, sir.
On this matter.
Yeah. Have a nice day. Chuk Survivor.
Sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. God bless. Have you checked the scripture? Amasho Okonkwo, chapter Isaiah 8:20.
Pastor Livingstone, are you leaving now? Pastor Livingstone, are you leaving now?
Hello?
Are you leaving now, Pastor Livingstone?
Is Majo Okonkwo there? Chuk Survivor, is Majo Okonkwo there?
Yes, I'm here.
No,
yes,
it's not. I think it's gone. It's back.
Okay.
It's back now.
Yeah, Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20.
Yes, I'm giving it to Kelechi, but I think he has to put it on. I don't know if he's showing there. I'm trying to share the screen. He can put it there. But it says here, let me read it. Isaiah chapter 8:20. Wait. It's a very nice scripture, but I've been reading it here. Isaiah. I'm going to read for KJV King James. Okay, moment. 20 said. Moment. I don't have my glasses today. I forgot my job, but I'll manage. Okay, let me start from 19. He said, and
no, just 20. Just 20. That's where it is. To the law and testimony. If they speak not according to this word.
Correct. To the law and the testimony, if they speak not according to these words, it is because there is no light in them.
No light in them. That a people are being killed and destroyed. A people who are sincere and truthful, are committed to one Nigeria, are being killed and decimated. The people now decided to agitate for self-actualization. Yet, clergymen who, pastor, people who are members of their churches, whose children, sisters, mothers are members of their churches. These women have been raped, the men have been killed, their relatives have been killed and destroyed, their families destroyed, their stores burnt down, their houses burnt down. They have seen all this wickedness. None of them can come out to speak against this evil. They are still praying for these oppressors to stay in government. And everything points to the fact that even the government believe in Nigeria, they are working against it. So the man who are praying to stay in office is working against Nigeria. You are praying for me to stay in office. I'm working against that office. You are praying for me to stay. Who is delusional? It's you that is praying. There is no light in them. Any man of God does not have the light. Because Christ does not leave people in blindness.
Mazi, your speaker is not, your volume is, your microphone or what?
Let me
help him, my fellow pastor. Let me finish that scripture. You see, Mazi Kelechi, you're also a man of God. Do you remember when God sent Saul, the king, for a certain thing, to go and destroy a certain country, and even to destroy them without mercy? The Lord said, go kill without mercy. And when Saul went there, Saul spared Agag. You know that scripture
very well.
And lied against Samuel, which is the prophet. And during this time, to come with what Pastor Mecca is saying, that was when I could say, the office of the every parliament is residing on the shoulder of the Christ, according to the book of Isaiah. Whenever time, I could say, the King Saul hears the voice of Samuel, he trembles. Now, how can our pastors have communion with the killers, have communion with bandits, have communion with those who call themselves politicians, and the people are still worshiping them? Was it not the same in nature that said any man who said that Nigeria has, is going to stand, or that's the way he put it? He was narrating. Nature was counting all the institutions in Nigeria. None of them was ever been held by any South or Southeast. Now they are receiving Obi to keep us in the same perpetual bondage where we are. And we say no. That's why there was one clip I made in 2019 when I came back from Nigeria. I said the church had dismissed. That was my first broadcast. The church has dismissed. Oka Abasago Oremus. So all these people you see jumping from, all these politicians jumping from one church to another, they are all fools. They're deceiving the gullibles. For me, they can't deceive me. I have my certificate as a theology student, and of course, I know esoterical very well. They are deceiving you. Obi is a boy. He can never come there. Before you know it, the military Afghanistan template will repeat in Nigeria. So they will use church to deceive you. Thank you, Maz. Go on.
Yes, thank you for that submission. In fact, basically, we have tilted towards the issue of religion. Now, if we want to go on that basis, we're going to. In fact, it's basic because we see that most of the manipulation going on is being done through the use of the church. The church has become a very significant tool in the hands of politicians, in the hands of world powers. Of course, we know that religion has always been a tool in the hands of world powers to actually manipulate and deceive people. But what we are here to do is to preach to the people to understand whatever, as much as your pastor is the one praying for politicians, telling you of a better Nigeria, just know that you're in the wrong place. You are actually being prepared by that platform to be destroyed, to be killed, and to be wiped off. So you must understand that Biafrans, as we continue, I'm going to bring in Sonia Barawa before Mazi 247. You know, then I'm going to play that video. But please, as before we go on, please go on and share everywhere you're watching. It's streaming on all our platforms. Just share from that point, send to Biafrans, let them join you and watch this, because we are making strong points this time around. This is no time for jokes. We have decided to actually begin to take it very hard, because we know that this is the time for our freedom. We can't spare these people because they have killed us enough. They have done enough. They have destroyed so much. They have killed, they have maimed, they have stolen. In fact, the resources they have stolen from Biafra land can take care of generations and generations and generations of our people. So we are determined to deal with them once and for all. And that is what we're doing here, basically. So share this video right now and like every channel and like every video on the channel you are watching from right now. And also click and subscribe to that channel you are watching from now, and share from that platform to all your social media platforms. Let the people join you, and then let them hear the words of the spirits, so that our lives and our minds will become one, and then we're going to get our freedom together. Mazi Sonia Parawa. Mazi Sonia, are you here, please? Please, are you here? Mazi Sonia. Mazi Sonia, are you here? All right, Mazi, I know Mazi 247. You've been hearing what we've been saying. I don't need to give you a narrate anything. Just take it up from there. What do you have in mind to say about all these matters, including the churches, the pastors, the politicians, Buhari, who said that democracy will be stabilized because of 2003 election? Please say something about it.
The main thing, sorry, Mazi 247. Where you miss is 247. Let me have Kelechi. We talked about. On all the whole count charges, both amended and the one that are going on, both Supreme Court and Appeal Court, why have they, start from here, why have they never bring the accusation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, they want us to end agitation. But Mazi said, if Buhari, the man they call Buhari, is tested and we find out that it is original Buhari, say he will apologize. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a claim that Buhari is dead and buried in the
easiest way. This is the easiest way.
We're asking ourselves, we said, why have they not put the charges? Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made a broadcast in in London, they want to charge him in Naura. So this is where we stand. Thank you.
Yes, this is the easiest way to actually end the agitation, yet they are not doing anything about it. So please take it from there, please.
Okay. I greet you, my comrades in the studio. Mazi Austin, Sonia Parawa, Kelechi, and the survivor. My love and regard to all of you, and my greetings to every faithful Biafran, anywhere you are watching from, looking, eyeing, peeping. I greet you. Atwale, everyone, one love. Well, you know, the problem we have, like Chuk survivor said now, is that we are always blind to the truth. We know the light talk the truth. That be our problem. That Dele Faro to me is, I saw it and I was like, I won't go crazy. The day I saw I get that video. I know one delete them because I get them. I edit and keep that particular place. He said that as long as you are applying the same 1999 constitution, you will continue to suffer the brunt wickedness of the constitution. Brunt, he used this statement, brunt wickedness.
Exactly.
So today, waiting make I know the talk Obi, it don't see money. The same man where they call waiting be name Falaye Abi Falala.
Falana.
Not be Falana, the one that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went and meet after he was released in 2017. Kayode. Yes, that one today. Where is he? He have seen money.
Dele Momodu.
Exactly.
All these people are just
Can them, Yoruba, the ton.
You see, our problem is that we listen. Anyway, it's good that they say it too. I love the way they say it, because sometimes God will push you to say something you
Absolutely.
never wanted to say, and you, after saying it, they will sit and say, when did I say this itself? Was it me? So coming to Buhari, today in the morning, I was very angry when I was explaining to the people about the Eastern governors going to ask, you know, the people of those soul that has been soulized. They know they ever see the truth. They will always see the negative side of everything. So now, the soulized Eastern governors come out, go do meeting for the whole 24 hours after waiting the result for the meeting now. Now that the situation is like this, talking about Mazen Kano, we are still hoping that the political solution door will still be open for negotiations. I say, what? They are not even saying what happened to the justice that God brought. You know, that justice that God bring up, because nobody even believed that there will be justice for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But for the sake of God Almighty, He bring justice. Even the judge will bring that justice. Nobody, he himself cannot explain it. Nobody,
Exactly.
the lawyers, forget say with the president say the work. They never expected
They don't
it.
know. They didn't know how it came. They didn't know.
Nobody can explain how that justice came. Discharge, go home. Then these fools, these mumus, these souls, these animals in zoo are not discussing. Why are you not letting our brother go? They are discussing. There is still there may still be opportunity to discuss, to dialogue for political solution. That means they are happy. You know, I told people that don't blame these Fulanese for holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Blame our brothers that are the Zoo governors and the Zoo politicians and the Zoo Ohanezes, because they are the ones that told them, no, no leave them, no leave them, hold them.
You go expose us. You go expose us. You want make it come talk, say Buhari don't die.
If you leave them, all wait so far, don't finish. But I tell them that, see, that the more you hold them, the more your destruction comes. The more you hold them, the closer you are drawing to your destruction. Because holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will make Governor Devil Omahi to run away from a boy state. Hopes of them will run away from, all of them will leave their state and run to Abuja. And in Abuja, the children of the Fulanese will use their head to play samba. Now, they were busy looking for charges over 1 year plus. They are looking for charges. And the people are still reminding them that this man, where they waiting to take kill himself, put him for life imprisonment. Now, him say your president don't die. They don't want to talk about it. Malami is not addressing it. Lai Mohammed don't want to even, they will pretend that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not say this. Rather, they go, they tell you, say, import a transmitter or transmitter from Nigeria. And they ask, transmitter.
And he made a broadcast in London. Then it echoed in Daura.
ITALIA. You see, our problem don't ask questions. And this is our problem. Biafrans make una learn to ask questions. Why? I don't talk this last year when the catcher say they make they know their search, because if you look at what the Nnamdi Kanu case, not only when it concern Biafran, you go see say when they come carry me now, they don't get anything, no, but because I am a Biafran man, they go come carry me, go keep me, they go come begin the look for, they go come call Malami, go call Mohammed go call Buhari, Buhari go call liar. They go come they discuss. What you will go take put up for court now? And hopes of them go come tell them, no worry, I get solution. Now if they talk for Radio Biafra now, then for man he go tell them, no, that one no go put up for prison. Maybe we find one thing. They look for some things that never happen. why the things that happen. This man don't tell you say your president don't die. Now somebody where they befriend them, waiting be that her girlfriend, former president wife.
Aisha.
Aisha, now Aisha boyfriend, they there. Today you go say me go be like 16-year-old boy. Tomorrow you go say me go be like 18-year-old. Now the Kalo talk am. Why are they not accusing him of this? Nobody. When they catch him, my first thing where me I be the believe is say this is number one sentence where they go say he don't commit. But they no talk am. Till now, when me and you they hear the talk, nobody talk. Even those useless governors we meet, no even say, okay, make you prison them. Now talk say president don't die. Since they want to all they are doing is gloating from one place to another, partying, rejoicing that Mazen Nandekalo is in the custody of Nigeria. We are going to have election. All their mindset is election, and their worst nightmare will be that election, because that election we never, can never, may never, even in dream, if election see them, it go run away. There will never be anything like
thank you so much
anywhere.
Yes, so thank you so much, Mazitu, for some. In fact, you have made so many points. Now, we're going to go on another scale, another level of explanation, details, and informing Biafrans, because we are we have so much, you know, to actually tell Biafrans. Biafrans must begin to think very, very, very well. Now I'm going to play a particular video, and I'm going to play it twice so that it will sync better, because the first play may not really get Biafrans to understand very well, but when we play the second time, they'll begin to understand, I think, better. So this video will say so many things. It's not coming from a Biafran, so that they don't say, okay, now we they always talk. It's not coming from a dark-colored person, an African, so that they don't go say, now we they always talk this thing. Maybe they hear it from somebody else who's from the West. So now, listen to this video. Pay attention. Biafrans, please pay attention to this video. Take cognizance of the details of this video. Write out something as you hear him talk. Write out something quickly so that you can now understand when we take this up. Thank you.
Africa's politics have fallen into the hands of elites, as the Nigerians would call them. These are a class of people who are pure business politicians, and business and politics go together in Africa. You cannot stand as a poor man. I came across a wonderful example the other day from Kenya, where a man who cycled around on a bicycle was trying to get himself elected, and the people just laughed at him, and they say, you've only got a bicycle, what can you do for us? We need a big man with a big car with money. That's the politician we need to. So there's this mentality which I think has allowed a very small group of people to take over those countries politically, but also economically. And that's why you have something like, I think the World Bank says, between 60 and 70% of Africa's capital shifted out of the continent. It's in banks in Europe and Asia and maybe America as well. But these people just do what the colonialists did, which was suck the wealth out and shift it overseas. And until that changes, that is, until there's a new generation or even a revolution that actually takes power back to African people, I think those problems, that lack of development. Africa's politics have fallen into the hands of elites, as the Nigerians would call them. These are a class of people who are pure business politicians, and business and politics go together in Africa. You cannot stand as a poor man. I came across a wonderful example the other day from Kenya, where a man who cycled around on a bicycle was trying to get himself elected, and the people just laughed at him, and they say, you've only got a bicycle, what can you do for us? We need a big man with a big car with money. That's the politician we need to. So there's this mentality which I think has allowed a very small group of people to take over those countries politically, but also economically. And that's why you have something like, I think the World Bank says between 60 and 70% of Africa's capital shifted out of the continent. It's in banks in Europe and Asia and maybe America as well. But these people just do what the colonialists did, which was suck the wealth out and shift it overseas. And until that changes, that is, until there's a new generation or even a revolution that actually takes power back to African people, I think those problems, that lack of development.
Welcome back, dear friends. Welcome, welcome. I believe that we all actually paid attention to that video. I actually wanted to play. I played it twice. We can get the details and know what the man is talking about. He talked about some very critical things that we're going to be looking at, taking them step by step in this second session of this analysis we're making today. Remember, we have been talking about the refusal to actually indict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in spite of the fact that they have everything they could indict him with, and instead of the fact that he has given them a clue on how to stop the agitation, they prefer to actually keep quiet and talk about political solution. Now, we're going to be looking at it. First, I want to point out something critical in that video. We're going to use it in analyzing what we are trying to say here. Now, the first point the man made in that video, he said, elites, as Nigerians would call them.
Elites.
You know, that phrase is critical. He says, as not just the word, the elites, of course, the word elite means is people, you know, kind of people who are intellectually or superior intellectually, maybe, you know, socially, and others, they have this status in the society and all of that. And then he now says, as Nigerians will call them, meaning that these people actually are not elites, but Nigerians call them elites. Because of the problem they have with their mind. That means Nigerians have a problem with their mind. Their mental faculty is derailed and is stunted, is critically brutalized and out of position and out of place. Now, Mazi Sonny Akparawa, I don't know whether you are here. We want to begin with you. What do you think about the comment of this man, and how do you relate it to the Hanese people who are talking about political solution, calling them elites? How do we describe these people? Are they elites? Mazi Sonny, can you say something about that? All right, Mazi Street Survivor, let me begin with you on this. Please say something about this critically. Can you imagine elites, as Nigerians would call them? That's an insult on Nigerians. What do you say about that?
Well, looking at that video, what the man was saying there, the revelation he was making is something that most of us have known for a very long time, but we don't pay attention to it.
That's it.
You see, that deception of giving people a title that doesn't belong to them. So you see them answering honorable. Just like when you see them asking people who are dishonorable, answering honorable all the time. And that is why you see, while our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching, when he talks about their stupidity, and when he called them a zoo, when he called them zoo, all hell break loose and begin to talk, begin to claim that they are not. But from their actions, every one of them behave like animals. And it is not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that called them animals. Even the Aisha himself called them animals. He called, when he talked about jackals, he called them animals. There are some other people who has used that animalistic language to describe them. But they don't pay attention. The only one they pay attention is when Biafrans remind them of whom they are. But after Biafran have said it, they all confirm that they are all animals over there. When you see the kind of games they are playing, they claiming to be elites and the way they play, the people we have as politicians in Nigeria, they are cultists. This is a cult. I call them do you call it a mafia group? A mafia group. They are in a cult.
Yes.
And in that cult is the richest cult you have in Nigeria today. They are the richest cult. And they have made people to believe that without wealth, you can be nobody. And that is how they went further to destroy the education in Nigeria. They destroyed the educational system in the Zoological Republic that made young youths today never believe, they don't believe in education anymore. That is why the thing has affected us, and reason why we must get out of this very Zoological Republic before it gets late. Because even in our Biafra land, you see people begin to talk about Okit and whatever. People now believe that you must attach something to yourself before you become wealthy. And this very seed is planted by these people that they claim to be elite, who are not elite. These intellectuals who claim to know everything, but they know nothing. Every single one of them, including those who are claiming to be human rights activists, they are all involved in this madness. That is why they will come and tell you that once you say you want to contest for any position, they begin to ask you who is your godfather, first of all. They will ask you to your face, who is your godfather? They will ask you who is your father, who knows you? They will tell you to your face, who knows you? Even as you have become a governor, have you? Sometimes they will tell you to go and start from local government. Look for a godfather, start for local government, then you come to state before you talk of come to presidency.
Thank you so much.
After describing you as a child, even with your age, you see them describing Mazin Nanikan as a boy. They will say that young man.
Yeah, that young man.
All right. Mazin, you made some vital points. Before we go on, I want to caution this, don't test me. The comments you're making here are very devious and also sound diabolic. You don't talk about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu slowing down the countdown, and you made mention of something initially, and I just looked at it and overlooked it. But we are warning you here now. Right now, we said stop all these comments. The comment of saying Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will slow down if he comes out, is going to. Are you an enemy of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu? We're not joking here. We are very serious. So we don't. If you do this again, we're going to block you from here, and that will be the end of you being part of this program. Now, there's something that I want to link here because he made some very, very crucial, connection between, the issue of elites and the minds of the people. That means the minds of the people determine how they reason, and which makes them characterize these evil people as elites. Now, he says now that you will see an average person. He says, oh, you are riding a bicycle, you want to contest. Who are you? You don't have anything. How can you contest? So being able to actually rule the people is dependent on how much you have been able to take from the treasury or to steal, because most wealthy people actually have to do something extra. Because if you look at the average earnings of a common person in Africa, it's very low. So it means that some people are actually doing some crazy things to make some extra. So now now their mindset is retarded in this regard based on the analysis this man gave. Now linking that to that. Now, what do we say? Because if you want to actually look at what is on ground right now, most people that you see talking about election, when you listen to their comments and all of that, they don't. You just know that these people have a retarded memory and mindset, repugnant, very, very terrible, and something that is out of place, and you can't adjudge it. Now, what do you want to say, Mazik Mokonkwo? I'm taking this question to you now. Now, how do you qualify an average Nigerian and an average native of an indigenous place from Nigeria? Now, this is what I'm trying to say. When these people now, who are maybe from Oduduwa land, or maybe from Biafra land, or maybe from the Hausa land, when they begin to operate in the level of a Nigerian, that is when they begin to reason this way. Now, how has Nigeria destroyed the average mind of an indigenous person?
Very nice question. Number one is fake life. Lack of conscious, becoming a self-conscious person. And there's a broadcast that I always made, and I think 2009 something, I wrote a short pamphlet that I titled "Your Mindset Determines the Direction of Your Life." Your mindset determines the direction of your life. On that, I quote, you see, one of the things that these colonial masters have done to us is changing our mindset into pomposity. Now, everything in Nigeria is fake. The life of every Nigerian, indigenous person is fake, which has been imposed in us by these so-called evil or elect politicians, those people who their mindset is only on how to loot money, transport our money to somewhere, and this kind of pomposity life has been affected to the mindset of an average indigenous person, both Oduduwa and re-indigenous people. Forget about Fulani. These people have no destination. We don't kind them. After all, if you look on our money, we have three kind of ethnic groups. Wazobia, where is the Fulani standing on that our money? So now, the Western world has used these people, I could say the politicians, have spoiled the mind of our people. Now, before you get a job, you have to open your leg for the bank manager to, clamp you. This is a fake life. It have affected us, with the indigenous people, by living a fake life, and God doesn't like someone who is fake life. There is nothing, in fact, an average Nigerian child believes that before he can get an office job, you must meet a malam. This is the other way that affected us. And this is where we are fighting for us to leave Nigeria. They are using the Fulanis to intimidate us, to let us to live a fake life. And that is not the pattern of the life of an average Nigerian man. Nobody thinks that God, that he can get something by a normal qualification. You can study and get PhD in Nigeria. You can never get a simple job until you go and start out with an allergy. In fact, now people start to wear abada, because when police stop you on the road, if you don't dress like a Fulani, police will arrest you. This is a camouflage life, and that must stop. Biafra will put it to stop, and that is why we say we don't want to be in Nigeria. We are the God's people. We don't want to live a fake life, and that have come to stop. In the next 125 days, we are stepping out of this bondage in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much for this. And in fact, Mazi Raf, Ajere, we welcome you. We are seeing you here. Also, Mazi Biko, I actually brought you. I don't know, your channel is going off and on. Mazi Biko, Paul, you're welcome also. In fact, we are glad to have you here. Mazi Raf, Ajere, I tried to reach you on Facebook. I sent you a message privately, but since you have not read it, maybe we're going to talk later on that. But I'm going to play this video again because of some of us who are joining right now. Mazi 247, you are going to comment on this because I want us to look at the issue of now. If you look at that video, he talked about 70% of the economic power of the people, or the capital, the economic capital of the people, being moved abroad. Now, I want you to listen to it carefully again so that you can get that point. That point moved me because, you know, that analysis and that position of statistics actually proved something very unique and significant to what we are doing. I'll play it again one more time so that our people can understand what is going on and how they have been deprived, how they've been raped. Not unless somebody come and pull your cloth and take you to a corner. No, rape. They can rape you of what you have, rape you of your life, rape you of your destiny. That is what is happening to anybody who is a Nigerian. And that is what we want to thrash and deal with. And that's why we said 2023 is going to be the last, the next 125 days is going to be the last bus stop of Nigeria. It's going to end that moment. So listen to it quite very.
Africa's politics have fallen into the hands of elites, as the Nigerians would call them. These are a class of people who are pure business politicians. And business and politics go together in Africa. You cannot stand as a poor man. I came across a wonderful example the other day from Kenya, where a man who cycled around on a bicycle was trying to get himself elected, and the people just laughed at him and they say, "You've only got a bicycle. What can you do for us? We need a big man with a big car with money. That's the politician we need to." So there's this mentality, which I think has allowed a very small group of people to take over those countries politically, but also economically. And that's why you have something like, I think the World Bank says, between 60 and 70% of Africa's capital shifted out of the continent. It's in banks in Europe and Asia and maybe America as well. But these people just do what the colonialists did, which was suck the wealth out and shift it overseas. And until that changes, that is, until there's a new generation or even a revolution that actually takes power back to African people, I think those problems, that lack of development.
All right, we're back. 60 to 70% of the capital. Let me bring Mazra before Mazi, 247. I can see he has a flu, so let him. Mazra Ajere, welcome. Welcome. I can see, I can see you here. I was actually trying to reach you initially, but we're going to deal on.
I don't know
later.
which. I didn't see your message on Facebook, Messenger. Maybe we need to become friends
on Messenger. On Messenger, on Messenger.
I have to check, but I just checked right away. I didn't see it anyway. We will talk about that later. You call me on my WhatsApp now. It's easier.
All right. Yeah, that will be easier. It's just that I lost your WhatsApp because my phone was actually stolen. I had to, all of that. I had to get on that phone. So I lost that number a long time ago. So
Please, I need it. I need it. After this time,
all right. Now, 60 to 70% of African capitals have been moved into banks in Europe, in the West, in America, and other parts of the world. 60 to 70% of African capital, that means everything that has to do with their economy and their power, their political power, has been moved into banks, either by the people who are subjugating them internally, that's the indigenous people, or some of the foreigners who are in there, and the colonialists, like the colonialists did. Can you say something about that, please?
Yeah, it is. This is not something that is. We are not surprised about it. We know that is the norm. Now, that's why you see, politics is something that is very lucrative in Africa. That's why it's only the few that keeps, having all the money and all the benefits and everything. The majority, who are the people that are being governed, are suffering. So that's the balance that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually want to bring through Biafra. And the only way it can happen is when we have Biafra. You hear that man talking about revolution there. And it is only through revolution that such a balance will be brought, because these people have, they have their tentacles everywhere and they have so much money. Here, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying this is that these people have amassed so much money to the tune of over $400 billion. And that's why you see these few individuals, they can buy, they can settle Google, they can settle Facebook, they can do anything, and then they subjugate those of the higher population that are actually suffering. And the only thing that will end it is this very, deliberate, decision to rebel against these few. And that's why if we decide, we can win. We are many. We are more than them. We are many. And so if these are few people that have subjugated us, that have so much dominated us, and we know that we are more than them in number, they will run. Even Amechi said it. There's a video of Amechi that went viral on the social media. He said that the Africans are not yet ready, that the day that we are ready, and that we rise up, that them that are the political juggernauts, that they will run away. He said, because he said the people that are talking now are people that have eaten. When those that are hungry will rise up, and then they will face what has been facing them for long. They will have nowhere to hide. And that is where we are at right now. Because if you come into the mind of the lowest person in Biafra land and in all the indigenous places, those that have really, gotten this to this level of, no return, the level whereby, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we have crossed the Rubicon. Those that have really crossed the Rubicon, they've decided that they're ready to die for what they believe in. That's where we are right now. Sometimes people will call me, they don't even know that I don't have I can't give them a command, but they'll say, tell us what to do. We want to do something. These people are determined to do whatever is needed for them to get their freedom. And that's where we are at right now. And before the end of this year, you will see something will happen. People are waking up, and the effect will be felt in no distant time. Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you so much for that. Before I bring Mazi 247, Pastor Livingston, please, I want you to say something here, because there's something I want you to actually point out here. Now look at this man saying something very critical. He says 60% to 70% of African capital has been moved into banks. That means the bank, what you see in the capitals are mirage. The real thing happening is that everything that has to do with them is in the banks, where people are making profits on. The colonial masters are making profits on. The political so-called, as Nigerians will call them, by what the man said. I like what John said here. He said, I like what he said. He's calling them elites. Now they are the ones enjoying the benefits, and then the other people enjoying the benefits. Now he's talking about a small group of people who are controlling millions of people. Now let's bring it down to Biafra. Just a few people controlling 70 million people. What do you have to say about this?
You see, this thing has to be taken back a little bit to get the whole picture. It didn't just start suddenly in Biafra land or in Nigeria. It is a system that was introduced to create room for effective, continuous, and sustained exploitation. The Europeans needed a means by which they can access the resources to sustain their economies. And what they did was that they introduced a system and structured governance in a way that this system can be sustained and will continue unabated forever. That is where you look at it from the base where it started. It's a systemic thing, something that is systematic, something that people plan and then put people there. When the British came in and wanted to access those things, all they needed to do was to get certain people who are willing to play their games, but equally ruthless to see that that game is sustained. So they said, okay, you the full animal, the caliphate, I am going to give you leadership, but on condition that you look to me and let us share this thing, because these things don't belong to you, it belongs to these guys here. Now, these guys here are very wise. If I come to them, they will not accept it, and they wouldn't give you a chance because they are far ahead of you in knowledge and wisdom. I'm coming to the elitist perspective. Now, when that happened, the Fulani man saw it and said, okay, it's an opportunity to go down there and make money, but be subservient to the white man. And so it was introduced. How? By the Fulani man being at the head. Because he has nothing to bring on the table rather than just exploitation. And those things to exploit are down south. So to sustain it, they will never give room to those who are down south to operate based on ethics and equity. They only have to operate based on exploitation. And he says, okay, now I am the boss. The man from Britain told me what to do. If you are going to enjoy your resources, I have the backing of the British people to cross you, even if you rise up. But if you are going to eat it, some of you must have to play games with me. That is where the elitist thing came. Now, when you talk about elitism, I am asking, did you go to the dictionary to get the proper definition? It is not just those who are educated. It is those who may have been born from royal families, or those whose parents made money and were privileged to enjoy, or those who came into the movie industry and became prominent and popular. That's elitism, being elitist. But that does not mean they have the interests of the people at heart. So now these elitist groups that came up, maybe politicians, business moguls, corporate board chairman, academicians, musicians of reputation, actors and actresses. Now, the only way by which we can is to make
Mr. Living, your voice is now gone because I think you are getting a call coming in.
I recall, yeah. Now they came to this understanding. I once gave you a diagram of a pyramid. Somebody gave it. That man is against Nnamdi Kanu, but I look at his analysis. I got something from it, but I'm not with the man. His name is Tony Nadi. He said that the apex of a triangle is the British crown. Below the British crown is the caliphate. Below the caliphate is the constitution, skewed to favor the north and subjection to the caliphate to turn it around at whatever time he wills. And below the constitution, federal government, and below the federal government is the masses. Now, the federal government, at the fronts of the federal government, are the governors and political elites. Then at the base are the masses. Now, listen to me. What I'm getting at, I'm about to close up there. Hang on there. Now, the British tell the caliphate man, you don't have the power to go and exploit these people. You don't have the population, you don't have the manpower, you don't have the technology, you don't have the education. But I'm going to give you on condition that you will exploit these people and pay me my own. So both of us will lead. The only person above you is me. And of course, they crushed the rebellion of the Fulanis. Time passed. Now the Fulani clan came in, brought in a constitution that is structured to favor the North and can be disregarded anytime by the caliphate. That is the reason why the application of the Sharia was superimposed on our own. And nobody said anything because the Sharia is rated above the Nigerian constitution. Now, below the constitution is the federal government that can only work in accordance with the constitution, and the constitution does not allow them to do things. It was not written to favor the people that the federal government is leading. Now, when the Fulani man came to the elites in the south, they told them, listen, the only way you can make it and eat very well is work with me. As for this, your land was taken over. We have the hand of the British supporting us. And if you refuse, we'll cross your rebellion. And the elites, why am I saying this? The elites, when they come to America, they do the line. They keep to traffic rules and regulation. They go to work. They clock in and clock out. They do the right thing. But the moment they return to Nigeria, it is the system. It has been programmed and structured to continue. There's no how you can fight against it. Because that very elite that comes away from America, the moment he enters into Nigeria, he has access to that money. And to sustain it, he has to bow to the instruction of the caliphate. Otherwise, he'll be thrown out of the game. Let me give an example. Kensaro Wiwa was an elite. Kensaro Wiwa was a very close friend to Sani Abacha. They used to play golf together in those days in the 2nd Artillery Brigade in Port Harcourt. And then, when the 3rd Marine Commandos, being led by Brigadier Benjamin, they call him the Black Scorpion, who was, when they came to attack the Biafran armed forces, and they were stopped on the way, it was Kensaro Wiwa that led Nigerian soldiers following through the back door on how they could come in and circle around the Biafrans and overtake them. That was what he did. And he did it with the confidence that he had approval from the North. And then what did they do? They promised him a lot of things. They made him the chairman, I think, of the Post Authority, made him a commissioner, gave him abandoned houses, which he wants to Abacha. Abacha was his close friend. The very moment Kensaro Wiwa rose up his head to begin to speak in respect to the order which they had, he became a victim. And they killed him. So today, Kensaro Wiwa was about being killed. He was crying and shouting to those military officers that I want to hear from Abacha. They told him a letter coming from Abacha, which is signed that Kensaro Wiwa should be killed. And they killed him. That same brigadier Adekunle was overrun by the Biafran troops, and he ran away disguised as a woman, went back to Nigeria, was dishonored, and he died a poor, a wretched man. Kensaro Wiwa's 2 sons, one of them died of COVID. The other one died of an unknown sickness, I think high blood pressure, because of the betrayal against his people. This Kensaro Wiwa he went to Government College Umaya. That's where I studied myself. I went to my secondary school, Government College Umaya. He's an ex-Umaya. He's an Umaya. So this Kensaro Wiwa was in that school under the scholarship of Dr. Michael Opala. He went to Eastern State University. So the moment he raised his head, it is the structure, the system has been structured. If you want to raise your head, they will crush you. That is the problem, the position these governors have found themselves. Some of them are lamenting in their hearts, but they have gone too far, they cannot come back. That is why Nnamdi Kanu is the best alternative for the Igbos. He has not partaken of their money. He has not received their federal appointment. You cannot rope anything to Nnamdi Kanu concerning Nigeria's resources. Now, the 70% you're talking of is this. They have been made to understand that as long as you keep your money and try to be sincere, you won't go anywhere. So they allow you to steal the money and then tell you the best way to keep this money so that when you don't go to jail, if anything comes out, you'll be secure. That's one aspect. The second aspect is selling our national resources to the white man at very, very giveaway prices with a guarantee that in case anything happens, you are safe up there. So these resources that you see going out, it's not just the looting of crude oil that people take and sell overseas. No, principally and basically, it is from the elites who stole and stole and stole. The best way where they can save it is in the white man's land. In case there is a coup, in case there's a revolution, they will run away and go to the white man's land and eat the resources. They never had the interest of the people at heart. That was why they mixed politics and business. Any politician that is elected into office, you see them the last time they elected one governor in the southwest, they were dancing. The man was dancing in the church. Why was he dancing being a governor? Because he's going to collect money. They see it as business.
Okay. Let me call in Mazi 247. Because we are very much in the house, so we would want everybody to. I just want to say that's why I'm not playing much videos, because we have to actually talk and express ourselves, but we should also. Please, Mazi 247, you see it now. Just like what Pastor Livingstone said, they have to steal, and then they are covered by the colonial masters. Now remember, the intention of the colonial master was actually to steal. That was what they came for. They came to steal and plunder Africa. So now they become a better cover because of their power and everything. They actually cover and secure you for stealing. Now, so these people now, since they have continued, these people have strategically left, but they are still there in form of neo-colonialism. That means colonizing us economically. That's what it is. Now, which this man is actually talking about. Now they move the resources down there and they cover you and they shield you stealing, and also because your stealing helps to secure their own position of stealing, because they actually are in the system too. So now, what do you say about this? Please shed more light on that from where Pastor Livingstone stopped.
Well, thank you. There's something Pastor Livingstone forgot to tell Biafrans. The same Ken Saro Wiwa was one of the reasons why Biafrans were dealt with squarely. I learned he was the brain behind the blockade of the food items. And the Ken Saro Wiwa, he died. Now for Ojukwu Papa house him they live till he died. He just point the house to Nigerian government. I like this house. Then take it. Nobody walks against Biafra or Biafrans and go free. The same people he dined with, the same people he worked with to deal with Biafra, to make sure Biafra never come, they were the same people. They cut in neck, be say they kill him. They cut in neck, come out from his body. When he was dying, he was crying for his best friend. Come, my best friend is on the throne. But his best friend did not go save him. So when you see all these politicians,
his body was even dissolved by acid. They dissolved his body with acid.
They first cut his throat. Yes.
They dissolved his body with acid. It was very shameful, disgraceful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So sometimes people know they see why he died and why he died the way he died. So now, when you see all these governors wait there for Eastern Zone, don't worry. Their own turn go come. Now turn by turn. Ken Saro Wiwa don't talk. Don't collect it. Or maybe now they go sit down and they talk. They betray Biafra. They don't know that they are the ones now doing worse than what Ken Saro Wiwa did. Now, as me and you they hear the talk now, the talk, now few Biafrans go listen. Now few Eastern people go listen to us. Why? Because they go say, hey, this one, you don't get better studio. Now see as they there. See this one, no wear suit. See this one, no. See as they there, hungry people. They are just bloggers. But if we dress there for one big studio now, put one big screen, do them, they lie. They lie. You will see them, they will come. That is. If you listen to that man, he said, if you, they don't want you, they want somebody will come with the big car. That is why when they see Mazen Nandi Kalu, they say, waiting this one go give us. That is why they will tell you Simon Ekpa is a criminal in Finland. That is why they will tell you Simon Ekpa cannot come to Nigeria. Why? He cannot come and throw Naira for them to fight over 10 Naira notes. And the son will die. Fighting for 10 Naira notes. Our people mentality, they don't watch and put coin inside, they know the work again. Now, in the terms of taking what belongs to us outside, selling, he says 70%. I'm even saying it's 95% of what belongs to Africa is outside Africa. Now, let me tell you, check all the politicians, all their assets abroad. All their assets, and abroad, I'm telling you, no one is in Africa. All of them is out. They are all outside Africa. They build hotel in you will see it's only Africans you will see that will own a big 5-star hotel in Europe. They will own 5-star hotel in UK, in Asia, in America, in Canada, name it. They will have an African man will own a bank in Western world. And did you know the surprising thing? They will just build the whole thing. They invested all the money, but they will be given a percentage at the end of every year. Their papa know they work there. Their brother know they work there. They don't have anything they benefit from there. Only that at the end of every year, we'll give you certain amount of money. That is what they get. And the ones that die, that money, that one where they give them, that small one where they receive, the whole money, it don't go. That was why when Abacha died, they are saying Abacha money, he loot. And they look at Obasanjo, where saw Abacha loot. Obasanjo is only revenging what Abacha did to him. Now revenge. Now he make and go fight, may they bring Abacha. Why no fight, may they bring Babangida own come? Why no fight up? Listen, Biafras, make una open eye. Don't look at people because they can drive on private jet, in private jet. Look at them for what they can give you, what they are bringing. What they are bringing to you, not coming to promise you, I will defend the Constitution with all my life. No, we have passed that era. We are in the era of giving you peace. And giving you peace, that is peace. That is when you hear peace. Peace, complete peace, undiluted peace. In a place where you will have right to talk. In a place where you will be walking on the road. When you are crossing road, nobody will beat you. Nobody's entourage will beat you or carry your motor and throw inside bush. Because you don't get money, you see that your motorcycle, you go the driver, that president you go come out, he go let you cross before you cross, because there will be no entourage to throw you and your keke inside bush. That is where we are looking for. That is the kind of city we want. That is the paradise on earth we are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. In fact, you brought me to the last phase of what we're going to be talking about. This is the kind of, you have just explained the kind of paradise we want, the kind of system we want, and the kind of structure we want, and the kind of lifestyle we want. That brings us to a very key point, because to achieve this, then it simply means that there is something very critical we must do. We must move the minds of the people from the point of the Nigerianist style, the concept of the thinking of the Nigerianists. That means we have to do some surgery on the minds of Nigerians, not on the brain, on the minds of Nigerians. Now, or let's say so-called Biafrans. You know, let's call them Biafrans because they are Biafrans. We are looking at Biafrans first before Nigeria as a whole. But of course, of the freedom of everybody. Now, as concerning the mindset of the people, because after now we're going to go into some of the posts of the people. We just make some analysis, and then we now close this session because we're already out of time. Now, Mazi Chuk Survivor, let me bring you first before Mazi Okonkwo will come on that. We are talking about a kind of Biafra we want. Now, I want you to point out, what do you think, in your opinion, is the problem with the mindset of an average Nigerian? Because I want to bring everybody together now under that contraption. The mindset of an average Nigerian and how they can free themselves from that mindset so that we can get this kind of nation that we want. You're muted. You're muted. Please check your system. I think you're muted. Yes.
Thank you, my brother, on that very topic you brought in. You see, we really have to do a lot of work. That's why most time I tell people that we in the media, our work is just starting. Even after we must have gotten Biafra, that is when we will start the major job to change the mindset of our people. So many of Biafrans have been in this zoological republic for a very long time that they are now thinking like the zoo themselves. We have a lot of work. Even after Biafra have been gotten, we have a lot of work to do to reset the mindset of our people. You know, when you are in a certain place for a very long time, you begin to see that place as the best you can get. You begin to see it as the best you can get, not knowing that there are beautiful things more than what you are seeing already. And so many of us, sometimes I don't blame them because they don't have any option. They don't have any option. It's just like when you were talking about people giving bribery to get a work, get a job. It has become the system. And people have been there for a very long time. They now believe that with your money, you can get anything, even when you're not qualified. After all, your own child who is here in the southern part of Nigeria, who has scored 300 in his JAMB, cannot get admission. Meanwhile, somebody in the north is getting admission with 50 marks only. And those who are opportune to get a job in the south, they will only pay bribe. And that bribe has become a system acceptable by all, including our fellow Biafrans. It has become a system. Even Biafrans collect bribe from their fellow Biafrans to give them a job. We have a lot of work to do. We have been in this system for a very long time, and so many brains have been damaged. The media, our work have not started though. Yes, sir. We will start the major work after we have gotten Biafra to reset the mindset of our people, to make them know the kind of Biafra we want to establish. A place where the rule of law will take place.
Yeah, Mazis Troop Survival. There's something I want you to do. I want us, everyone here on the panel here, pick a particular point you think that you can identify in the mindset of a Nigerian, and that has to be surgically removed so that we can get the kind of Biafra we want. Just pick a point, somebody else will pick another point and all of that, so that we can help Biafrans to see how, because when you tell them you change our mindset, they see it as bogus. They don't even understand from what point do we change our mindset? How do we change? Just mention one, tell them this is it and this is how it has destroyed us. Then this is how you're going to bring it back to, you know, the opposite of it. Now utilize it to become and to make a new nation that we want to at least have a renewed Biafra, because we already have Biafra. So please do that for us, please, in just 2 minutes.
Okay, when you come to that, I think on that side, I'm going to choose the issue of, let me say, the issue of, the issue of somebody, let me say, qualification. Whatever qualification you got, whatever thing you are qualified for, you are going to get job according to what you are qualified. Not hoping on maybe using your money to buy influence.
Quality. Yeah.
Using money, people now believe in Nigeria that money can answer all questions. Even when you are well qualified for a thing, something that you cannot be able to get, money can give it to you in Nigeria. That's why people, just like when I was talking about education, our youth no longer believe in education anymore, because they believe when you have money, you can get it all. People who are even in university, they don't go to classes. They don't attend the class. At the end of the day, they're going to come out with flying colors. Money has become the rule of the day. When Biafra comes, it's not going to be the same way. You have to work hard to earn everything you have to earn in Biafra land. You earn it by your hard work. We have to let people know that hard work pays. Hard work pays. Because in the zoo, hard work no longer pays.
Thank you so much. You made a very vital point. That means what you're saying is, in the zoo, you have been working and getting things, get your way, you know, in other ways, anyways, trying to manipulate to get things. But in the Biafra we are creating, you have to drop that attitude and begin to think about getting things the right way. So that's a very critical point. Matthew Okonkwo, please take it up from there. Point you want them to identify that they are doing wrong in Nigeria and that they have to drop. And then when they come to Biafra, it becomes something else. And it will pay better than what they even have in Nigeria, and to give them peace of mind at the same time.
Thank you, Mazi. When Pastor Livingstone was speaking before, he talked about, I don't want to go there, but I just want to point what we're supposed to hit on. Because Pastor Livingstone, he raised a very point. Sustaining the system of Nigeria means keeping the constitution, which brought us to all these characters that I want to point out based on this question. See, I'm a Bible student, and the Bible says, let this mind be in you. And that's taken from the book of, I think, Philippians 2, if you're reading from verse 5 to 11. So there, if you are a Christian, look into that mirror. That's where you can find the kind of mindset we have. The Bible says, let this mind be in you, which is in Christ Jesus. Number one thing that I have to point out is we must deal with covetousness. That is the main thing. 2 Timothy 3, if you're reading from verse 4, you can see the characters. The Bible says, from such people run away. Man of God is here. From such people run away. Then my question is this. We cannot enter with an old mindset of Nigeria to a new Biafra, like Chief Survivor have said. First of all, as we are speaking now, the mind, I could say, restoration has started. Begin to focus your mind on the new Biafra. A man who has a bag of sand cannot run a race. This mind has to be in us, a mind of love. We must not be conversions, just like our politicians, just like P2B them. This kind of people can never follow us to this new Biafra. By the time they follow us to new Biafra, we start to deal with the old serpent. And the Bible also that I read said that you cannot put the old wine with the new wine. There must be a separation between the old and the new. And that is the stage where we are now. If we are talking about Biafra, we cannot carry Nigeria into Biafra. Because the reason why God commanded Saul to destroy a certain nation without remaining them, God said destroy. Is it, I think Joshua chapter 11, either 2011 or 11:20. He said destroy them, exterminate them without mercy. And we are exterminating covetousness, we are exterminating proud, we are exterminating, I could say, lovers of money, conceited heart. These are the things we have to deal with if we have to move into Biafra, and the job has started right now. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are identifying the problems, the cancer on the mind of an average Biafran or a Nigerian, and we want to conduct surgery and we want to help them to identify what the problem. We are conducting diagnosis now. We want them to see what the problem is in Nigeria and what you have to do to change it to become better. Mazi 247, I want to bring you here before I bring in Mazi Raf into this to talk about this also. Mazi 247, conduct a surgery on Biafrans or Nigerians.
Well, number one thing is we have to be renewed, Our mindset must be renewed. We go born again. That is, we go born again. Nobody go enter Biafra with the old person. And when I talk this, what I mean be this. You go enter Biafra if you like all the whole money in this world. You go enter Biafra, build your company or factory. Before you employ a lady, you will test her. Go happen for Biafra. In Biafra land, there will be nothing like politicians coming into office to bring their families to inherit the government property. Go happen. In Biafra, there will be nothing like a quota system. There will be nothing like you after school. Maybe some people after you in Biafra, you can never have a graduate that will travel abroad to do prostitution for money. It will not happen. In Biafra, there will never be a graduate, man or woman, that will go and die in desert because they are trying to cross over to the Western world to look for greener pasture, because that greener pasture will be there in Biafra land, waiting for you. And you don't need to fail because a lecturer, because you refuse to sleep with lecturer, no, or because you don't have enough money to pay lecturer, you will not fail. You will only fail because you did not study well. You will only fail because you failed to study, you failed to pass. In Biafra land, justice rule. Thank you.
Oh my. You see, I can see that Biafrans who are concurrent to this.
There was one. Yes. Sorry for interruption. There was one of our sisters. She said, first of all, we have to stop eating Fulani cow meat. It has a lot of influence on our mindset. Thank you.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
I agree.
One of my sisters.
Please take it up from here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing me in. I'm very sorry I did not observe protocol from the beginning. I appreciate everyone on the platform. And I appreciate my elder brother, Pastor Emeka Livingstone. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you. Although you have, I'm in a way, I've not heard from you for a long time, but it's all the same. I appreciate you, my elder brother. Thank you so much, Survivor. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I like your open-mindedness,
Rafa, don't worry. Now, Emeka face be now stone face.
Such a wonderful brother, and Maz Justin Okonkwo Agon. Thank you so much. And while we were, talking, I had to scribble down 3 points that is actually affecting our mindset, and if we can address this, we are good to go. The first point I put here is that there's this mentality of if you cannot beat them, you join them. If you cannot beat them, you join them. It has eaten deep into our system. That is what has killed the integrity of our system. See people that you see them standing for integrity, like the person that our brother took Survivor mentioned before, that Pharaoh to me of a guy. When you hear them vibrating, you see that think that these people are actually standing for truth. But they will vibrate and vibrate and vibrate. If you get to a point, you see, if you cannot beat them, let us join them. But we are going to make sure we change this mentality, and that is what people are seeing in the lives of Mazi Monekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and this autopiloted IPOB. These are dogged, rugged people with mental toughness. Nothing will shake us. We are determined to get what we want, and we'll go for it. Even if it matters, let it rain. That's why when we used to sing, when Christianity was Christianity, I was singing that Miri Maramu Ebene so Jesu.
What is Christianity now?
Ebene so Jesu. Miri Maramu no Maramu with Ebene so Jesu. Jesu Aganamo. There's another one that says Unuwere Walile Ewerewem Jesus. Ewerewem Jesus. Ewerewem Yai. But these days you don't see them in action these days. For us to have a new society, a new kingdom, a Biafra that will work, if you cannot beat them, we join them, must be destroyed completely. If you are looking for people that have such attributes, look at Mazi Monekpa, emulate him. Look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, emulate him. Right there, you know how much they have offered Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you think if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have accepted what they offered, do you think we'll still be talking today? Do you think all these things that they are talking about, Mazi Monekpa collected bribe, 20 million, 250 million. He collected 25 billion from Tinubu. You think we will still be talking about against Nigeria today? So that particular mentality must be destroyed. And another one is the survival of the fittest. You see people, trying to cut corners just because they want to survive. We have to destroy it. If you come in Europe, people stand in queue when they are going for something, and they must maintain it. You don't see people trying to beat the gun so that they will get it before you.
Police will say, Roger me now.
Yes, that mentality of survival of the fittest, the me strong pass. If you block road, anybody will want to call you jackam, and then strong. No, the Bible says the race is not to the swift. No, how do you, Pastor Mecca, how does it say it? But
yeah,
the race time and chance.
It's not the swift, neither is the path for the strong.
Yeah. You see, so we are not going, like our brother Ugo said, we are not going to be selective in Biafra. We are going to take those that are capable, efficient, those that can deliver. It is not Imam Madu. Imam Madu is what has killed us so far. So we are going to destroy that particular mindset. The last one, but not the least, that is on my scribbled letter here is live and for God. You know, let us pray. God will do it. You know, you cannot do anything. God is the one that will do it. No, God has given us the ability to do it. That's why Master Madepa said that Biafra is not coming by prophecy. Biafra is not coming by prediction. Biafra is coming by plan. We have planned to get Biafra, and we are going to get it whether the devil likes it or not. Thank you, Umuchineke.
Oh my. In fact, it's just like we should just continue to talk about this, because Biafrans are getting the message strongly. If you look at the comment section, you'll see how strong they're getting the message.
Sorry, Kelechi, somebody just called me now, Kelechi, and then the person is asking a question that if we get into Biafra, are we going to have Biafran police force as well as Nigerian police force?
Well, that's well, maybe I will call Mazi Sonia Parawa to answer that question. Mazi Sonia, please, can you answer that question for us? Before you make your submissions, please answer that question for us. Mazi Sonia, are you here, please? Mazi Sonia, are you here? Okay, maybe he's not been here. You know, I've been calling him. So, okay, now, Pastor, you know, that question is interesting. But before you come with that question, maybe I'll tell Mazi, you know, and Raf, can you answer that question, because you were just the last.
You know, well, immediately you just put Nigeria join the team, you just hit me off balance. You know, you don't need to, like Mazi Austin have said, you can't put a new one into an old bottle or into an old wine still. Don't bring Nigeria. And in fact, as far as Nigeria has it as Nigerian police force, we are going to have a unique name for our police force. You cannot, we don't want anything that will make that mentality of Nigeria to come back into our system. To fiakwa. Somebody said to fiakwa.
Do you know that in other nations, they don't include force to their police? They say service, police service, this, that, this.
It's only Nigeria that have force.
It's force.
Everything is force. Everything is force. You know, before I bring Pastor Livingstone to actually give us his own, you know, and Mazi 247, 1 minute. Answer that question, please. All of us, we're going to answer that question. Let me see what's on your mind on that question. let's answer that question.
Honestly, this is my life. Not only Nigeria knows say police get force with full arm, and because of that force, they are using force on people. They go use force. Not only Nigeria go tell you say we are inviting you to the station, handcuff there your hand. The invitation no force. Only Nigeria go write you letter, say they are inviting you, and the letter you no go see. The only thing you go see na policemen wey don't come bundle you, throw you inside one bag of or boot or one kabu.
Midnight, they'll come in the midnight. They'll come in the midnight, kill some people.
Anytime they can come and break your, only Nigeria police will come and break your door.
Like Okorocha's house.
Mazigo, do you see what they did to Okorocha? Where is Okorocha today?
All of them follow.
My God and my Lord. My Lord and my Father.
Oh my God, Holy Spirit help me. Holy Ghost help me. I say, this one know who be Holy Ghost and Holy Spirit. Anyway, the truth is that in Biafra, we will have police, but not police force.
Not police force. No guns.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Mazi Chick Survivor, please say something about that. Just 1 minute.
My brother, on that very question, I think Mazin Nandekano himself have answered that question about the kind of police force we're going to get. Mazin Nandekano answered it in one of the questions I answered. Somebody asked that question in a program he hosted. Mazin Nandekano answered it. He said that we cannot have such kind of a thing in Biafra land. We are going to have a police in Biafra land, a police that will not even, you won't see our police with guns. He went for them to say, you won't see our military anywhere. You won't see our military in the street walking the way you see in the zoo. It won't happen. And in our police, you're not going to see anything police force. You will see the police, but you will not see them with guns or forcing people or beating people around. Mazin Nandekano answer that question clearly.
Yes, he did.
So if anybody is trying to say maybe they should better stop comparing Biafra with anything at all. Don't compare Biafra with anything called Zoological Republic. No, we don't have comparison. You don't have to. You don't compare it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mazi Austin, please say something about that 1 minute. Then
correct. I think my comrades are answering the thing, but let me go in another way. Pastor Maka will answer it. I want to tell some people are asking the way we are vibrating today because we have 125 days to go, Pastor Maka.
That's it.
And you know, in the book of Judges, chapter number 14, during the time like this, Samson gave a riddle, which Pastor Maka can explain. He said, out of the strong comes something to eat, or something like that is a way. And this is a riddle. I want us to focus on the goal. The reason why we are standing like this, we are not looking back. We are getting Biafra. Instead of these people to be killing our men, this is not the question, but I want to motivate your heart to tell you why we are here. We must not look back. Our spokesperson have said it all. Our own mother is standing with us. Autopilot media team, we have received the anointing of the Holy Ghost to march this Biafra into where we're going and not looking back. And that is my contribution to what you have asked. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pastor Livingston, I'm going to bring you up now. Before I say something, you remember one time we were discussing, we talked about, this issue of, when we were looking at the issue from Constitution, we talked about something. We said, we talked about lobbying. Now, I want to bring it into your mind as you also try to analyze some things that actually are pronounced in the context of Nigeria, which we want to surgically remove from the minds of the people so that they will understand that in Biafra, it's not going to happen. I want to also introduce that word lobbying. There's this lobbying, Imamadu, you lobby to get to some stuff. What do you have to say about that?
I am.
Yes.
To be taken in defining or explaining this word lobbying.
Pastor Livingston, please, I don't know whether you have
try
to
and see if you can go out and come back.
Please go out and come in. Your audio is very, very poor.
I want to hear you.
Are you here?
Are you hearing me now?
No, please go out. Go out and
come in again.
The audio is very bad. Just go out and come in, please. It's going to be better when you go out and come in. Okay, say something. Let's see whether it will actually work.
Can you guys hear?
He has to go out and come back.
Okay.
Mazugo, do you see that my platform is working on this platform? All the platform will give me the better.
We don't know what have happened to you. We've been calling you, but you've not been here. So maybe just take about 4 minutes, to actually maybe make contributions on the matters you've heard so far, and then work on that, conduct surgery on Biafrans now, all Nigerians, because in Biafra we're going to have a new system, new structure. So just have 4 minutes to do that, because we have gone out of our time. We're supposed to close in 2 hours max, but we're out of the time. Please just go on from there, please.
Yeah. Please,
okay.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Master Sonny, please hold on. Let Pastor Livingston conclude, and then he's here already. So please hold on. Please,
can you hear me now?
Very loud and clear. Go on, please.
Okay. You see, to lobby, there are 2 ways to it. There are 2 ways of one angle of lobbying is to bribe so as to get your programs done, even though the program is not right. But the other aspect of lobbying is trying to convince somebody with superior argument without monetary inducement or anything. So I'm very careful not to make any kind of definition or explanation that can put us in a tight corner in that lobbying. But if it is the lobbying that they have in Nigeria, that's not going to happen in Biafra.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We have a new nation, and then we are going to the police force quite all right. And in respect to the police not carrying ammunition, that is the ideal society. Looking at the possibility, it is expedient that a police might have to carry ammunition in case they have to confront. In every society, you have miscreants. Even though the Biafra is coming, we are coming at the development stage where we have to put things in place, and it takes us up to about 20 years to structure Biafra into what we want it to be. And of course, don't rule out the fact that there could be mistakes here and there, which we have to make adjustments or correct. Please don't rule that one out. And then, in respect to what we want for Biafra, the kind of society we want, all of you have just echoed the hearts of Biafrans. And the response that the Biafrans are writing there shows you that we are people ready and prepared for that new orientation. It happens that we have to draw a program of national orientation to change the mindset of Biafrans 180 degrees, not 360. 360 returns back to that point. 180 is, as I'm looking at you, I turn this way and go to the other direction of a new lifestyle that will help our country, our nation to be great. Yes, I agree with it. There shall be a national orientation. And as a matter of fact, we are working towards that, trying to develop a program for Biafran people. It has not been easy. We're trying to put our heads together and bring out something that will be presented to Biafrans. They will become true Biafrans. Biafra first in everything you're doing. John F. Kennedy, when he came into government, said, do not ask what America can do for you, but what you can do for America. We want to build up Biafrans who see their nation with the spirit of ultra-nationalism, excellent patriotic spirit, that if you ask them to do something, they do it well. You want to give them bribe, they say no. They can help police arrest a criminal. Biafrans that have the desire to see that the right things are done. If you are in office, you discharge your duties excellently. And if you are read to pass, because there will be no expo, like people have said. That's the Biafra we're looking for. I believe we are going to get it. And one thing that shall be in our minds, Biafra first. Biafra first. Biafra first. If we have that spirit, we will not tolerate incompetence. We will not tolerate bribery and corruption. We will not tolerate IM. We will not tolerate mediocrity. It's only the best that can have it. Thank you very much.
Pastor Livingston, please hang on. Pastor Okonkwo has a question.
Pastor Livingston,
for you. Just 1 minute.
Pastor Livingston, we're talking about creating a new kind of people. How are we going to start? Are we going to implement it in our constitution, or through how are we going? Is it the constitution? Because mankind are very difficult. Is it through our laws that we can bend people? Because we cannot bend any human being without the law. What do you think?
It's not a matter of bending. It's a matter of policy and principle. It shall be in our constitution. We are working on that already. Very, very important. Whatever structure a nation is formed or built upon is the constitution that is the foundation. Upon that to begin to build. And of course, by the grace of God, as the constitution comes out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, by God's grace, should be the first leader of Biafra who is going to set a good example. We will follow during that period for subsequent administrations till the kingdom come. So we must definitely have a constitution. That is the roadmap to how a nation is constituted and shall continue and shall succeed. We'll have it. But then, apart from that, we are going to form a program of national orientation. One, for children. And number two, a national reorientation for all adults. That is for the adults, there shall be a 180-degree storm. But for the children, it's a new deal. If you have seen how Japanese children are trained, when they wake up in the morning, they greet you, they respect you, they eat in the dining hall, clean the place up. They understand that reading, passing will give them better position in society. That is orientation for children. Right from childhood, we have a program which we are going to draw up for that. But God will help us. It's very challenging. But like I said, we are going to have a national reorientation program, which will, like the Jews have the kibbutz. The kibbutz is a kind of program that enables every Jewish man maybe to go into farming or go into one profession or the other that will help you become reasonable. But at the back of your mind or at the prime of your head is Israel first, in defense of the Israeli country, the Biafran nation. Whether you are from this party or this party in Biafra, the most important thing is Biafra first.
Thank you so much, sir, for that submission. Great. We have the orientation, we have the reorientation, and we are going to maximally conduct these things. And of course, if we want to actually get these things right, you must have principles imbibed in the constitution.
But is not responding.
Position. Yes, I'm going to bring him up now. Mazi Sonia Parawa. It's critical here because okay, please change the Israeli. Okay, well, that would be difficult for me to do now, anyways.
Coming out.
Yeah. So, Mazi Soni, You have 4 minutes, please. Just say what you have to say, because we have said so many things. I know you have some things on your mind, and then you now apply this surgery technique here, where we identify a problem that is amongst our people, and we are saying in the new nation, this is what you have to deal with. So please go on from here.
Is my voice coming out clear?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Not in my.
It's a problem with your audio.
Location.
It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem.
Daddy, check this. My voice.
That's a problem. It's not coming out well. I don't know whether I can hear him very well. From here, I'm not getting him well.
You can call on the phone and make contribution. It's bad.
Okay, please. If you can call on the phone, I don't know if you can call on. Maybe I should send you a number to call, or you call from anywhere.
Yes,
anybody.
Master Kelechi, while we wait on him, one thing again the Biafrans should do is we are going to encourage being innovative. Any man that can produce anything will be encouraged and supported.
Yes.
Whether you can design aeroplane or electric bulb or needle, or you have the idea on how to design a plug or the engine block, or maybe to design anything. Like we have some young boys who are not educated. I don't want to use the word creative, but okay, that's fine. I'm talking about being innovative. We will like it. Biafrans will support you. They will have a government that has a program in place for the people. Very, very seriously minded government.
In fact,
technology, we shall beat India within a short time. We shall develop our own
Pastor Livingstone, let me put something here. Barawa is calling. You know, our religious people has to play the major role on this. Because
you can call him. Who are you calling?
Let me put Barawa Sane is here online with us.
Before he comes in, I want to say something before he comes in. Now, the truth about it is that the technological development of Biafra land is going to be very unique, because that is why on my platform every Thursday I dedicated it to the issue of skills, ideas, and talent, and all of that. I call it Recreating Biafra. You know, I want to see how we're going to be featuring young Biafrans or people who have something to offer on every Thursday, because we understand this is the most important part of our development after orientation and reorientation. Very, very important, because when you engage the people in the concept of orientating them and reorientating them, you need to engage them along the line of what they can do, their abilities, their skills, their aptitude, and their personality development and order. If you don't do that, you are going to miss it. As much as you are, orientating them and all of that and reorientating them, you have to bring in their skill, their gifts, and all of that together, and it helps to strengthen this whole thing.
Let us allow Barawa Sane to speak.
Yes, Sonny, please go on.
Please go on. Thank you, sir.
Salutations to all of you from here. Mazi Ugo, Mazi Kelechi, Mazi Chuk Survivor, Mazi Menka Livingstone, Mazi Okonkwo, Mazi Rafael Ajare. I think I spotted Obiko there before, and whoever I didn't spot, please pardon me. I salute you all, and I salute Biafrans from wherever you're watching from. Barawa Sane is not in the studio because it's not in his normal location. That's why I've been struggling to kind of hook up, but it's not been easy. I'm happy that I finally got through with this phone call. All right, let me chip in some things. Let me start from Nigeria don't finish. Nigeria don't finish in the sense that the people that created Nigeria actually set the pace, and then they worked on their agenda, and it has been working out for them. Just for the sole aim of creating oil and gas at the expense of our lives. Recently, you have seen that the template that was written down just got distorted. And they came to realize that the people that they have been using for their feet, because they actually use some set of people as their feet, have actually risen up and opened their eyes to the data, and they are ready to take it by force. What did you say? What happened in Afghanistan is about to take place. When the video you played where the white man said, Nigeria is like when they say, big man will come enter, you will come with bicycle. You don't get choice to do anything because you don't follow the political class. It is very, very true. And let us connect it to what just happened in MNK's case. We had 3 judges that sat upon the verdict of MNK's appeal court. We said discharged and acquitted. After that was done, the caliphate and the political class refused to heed to that call and to release MNK. What did they do? Their masters, their slave masters, gave them another strategy to draft out something else. Are you aware that all those chief judges have been removed from that court? And then every other cabinet members have also been removed from there. And then they use another set of people to sit down in the last court proceeding, which made them to get a stay on the execution of the court pronouncement against the will of the people. Self-determination is not a crime. It is universally accepted by everybody that says they know what the human lives is all about. So this also goes in line with what the man said, that until the revolution happens, until the people's mind are revolutionized, all of you cannot be free. It's not only specifically pointed to Africa, but it has to start from Nigeria. Because if it doesn't start from Nigeria, then there will be no liberation for any African man. And Biafran people will be the one to lead the road. Now, talking about the lifeless and the wordless name, Buhari, when you people were talking about Buhari being being in the circle, that is what they should have used to disqualify our agitation.
Correct.
SMNK told them, if you can give me Buhari, on a live interview, we will back down. do you know why? Do you know why they cannot bring it up? Because Nigeria don't finish. Nigeria don't finish. That is why they cannot bring that up. And also, Buhari's life or his burial is not important to Biafrans now, because we have crossed the Rubicon and we have gotten to a point of no return. That is why Biafrans now no longer look faces. They do. They see them. Maybe the way they go see. The other point is that is it the same impostor, or is it US or UK said the election will show the stance on democracy. They should not be talking about democracy. They should be talking about retrogressy. Retrogressy. That is what they should be talking about, not democracy, because there is no democracy. If there had been democracy, will MNK be behind bars in the first place? Everyone that they shut their mouth off and then they put them behind bars, they are all there because there is no democracy. If there was no democracy, or if they were to be democracy, would they have to go and bring someone that did not even have number 1 or 2 in an election, and then they brought the person to come and become the first person? The imposter in Nasarawa that we are calling his name, how did he get into power? Did they use democracy to get him into power? No. How did they wix Goodluck Jonathan out of power?
Obama.
Was it a democracy that played out for them before they brought it in? Okay, we are now talking about having a separate state and expunging one Nigeria from Biafra land, because it is not actually Biafra that is in Nigeria. It is Nigeria that is in Biafra land, which we need to expunge them. Because we had existed many years and many centuries ago before they then came and then forced us together against our will. So it is our own power to expunge them out of Biafra land. That is why we are ready to do everything possible to make sure it comes to happen. Nigeria don't finish in the sense that we are talking about independence nation. If there were to be democracy, as they claim that election will showcase democracy, we would have sat down on a table and then we talk peacefully like French men. At the end of the day, we would have shook hands and then we say, let us take a French leave. We drink and then we sign document and then we go our separate ways because we are talking about democracy and practicing democracy. So there is no democracy, and it's not election that is going to show democracy. Election is only going to show a show of force that is going to happen, which they will do it against people, and that is what has always been happening. So Biafran people are against election, and it is no go area for you to even come close to Biafra land to say you want to conduct election. Let us go to the southeastern Efulefus that we have as rulers and leaders, because they are one of the biggest problems that we have. When Simon gave them a breathing space, when he said, every leader in Biafra land from this moment should not be seen or counted as our enemies, he was actually giving them a favor for them to cleave on. To repent. Did you know that they have disappointed that opportunity? They have. And what they have done now is what has really shown the Biafran people that they are up against their own people. And there is no indication whatsoever that can exonerate them from whatever is going to happen anytime from now. Because you cannot be saying that they are killing your people and yet you went to tell the same terrorists, come back again, come and kill them more in the name of I want to have more security patrolling along the communities. When the ones that you brought in the name of a Bubahagu and AVG and a weather forest guard and whatever that you call them, they were all infiltrated of the Fulani foot soldiers, killing people and maiming them and raping them. The worst is that when they rape a man, after raping the man, they will cut the man to pieces, while the women they do them. So the same way that they treat Namal, when they finish sleeping with Namal, is the same thing that they do to human beings. And who aided and abetted all these things? The Efulefu governors and leaders that we have in Southeast. The one way pain me pass be say, since the appeal court pronounced that MNK according to the law should be released, we saw every other persons, even people from the north, some of them were talking about the decisions of the appeal court in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But these Efulefu leaders that we have in the East, they never said a word. That alone proves something to you all. They now waited to see the next game that the Zoo government, the caliphate, like that white man said in that video, are going to play and bring on the table. Let us also remember that after that appeal court judgment, we were hearing kebu that our leaders and rulers in the East are actually persuading the Zoo government not to release MNK, that they should release him, that it is going to be dangerous. And we have just seen the result of that kebu play out now. We were not taking that kebu serious. This is for you to understand that the enemies you have inside is even more dangerous than the enemies that you have outside. Yes, sir. Because they are the ones that will show them the route into the house. So they did not come out to persuade the Zoo government for them to enforce their court order to release MNK.
1 more minute, Barawa. 1 more minute. 1 more minute, sir.
Yeah, I'm rounding up. Now, they decided to wait, and then they only came out when they had the same Sioux government now say they are looking for political solution. The same political solution which they ran away before, they now come back again now when they see that all the tools that they tried to use has failed them. This is a clear indication for you to see that these people are only playing into the templates given to them by the caliphate, which is in line with the statement that that white man said, the political class. It is so disheartening that it is the masses that suffers the brunt of one Nigeria, but it is not the rich. That is why they need to be brought to book. And Woto will still continue, because in the month of November, it's going to be a new dimension. For sure.
Thank you.
I was here with us, so you know, Komoto, only network will disturb.
Please be Biafrans. In fact, we know we have taken your time, and we know we are doing this for our nation, for our freedom. We have the numbers there. We have 2 numbers. Any of them you can call right away. We just want to take only 2 calls. Before
2 intelligent calls. 2 intelligent calls.
Very intelligent. Very intelligent.
You don't know what we're talking. Don't come here to talk another thing. We just want people to bread.
before the panel begins to round off, we take 1 minute to just round off quickly, say what we have to say briefly, 1 minute each. We want to get just two succinct calls. Just two people who can just say something very, very reasonable and of wisdom. We just send it now, and then we take it now. Any of the numbers there on the screen, just call that number. Any of the numbers you can call right now. We're waiting. In the next 1 minute, if there's no call, we can round off, because we know some people are looking at their data. All of this, we understand all of that. That's why we want Biafra, so that we can have enough data, in the zoo, and to do what you have to do at any time. This is already 2 hours, 30 minutes, precisely 2 hours, 30 minutes. We have really taken much of your time, and most of you need to do some other things too. So please, just 2 calls. You can call any of the numbers on the screen, and then we just have you speak to us for 1 minute each, and then we round off quickly, and then we wait for the next joint broadcast that is going to be coming up on Friday. Remember, the joint broadcast is always Mondays and Fridays.
And our prayer team Sunday.
Okay, prayer, yes, prayer team on Sunday too. We have the prayer team, praying, and of course, towards the evening, you have the prayer team praying. And please remember also to subscribe to every channel of the Autopilot Media, IPOB Media team. Subscribe to every channel that you're wherever you are. As you go, just go to each of our channels. You can see the names, of course. There, you just subscribe, and then you be part of it.
I think I have the first caller. Caller, please, caller. 1 minute is enough. If you see that, will cut you off, and start to be rude. Go on, Biafran. Okay. Good evening. And please, can you move away from the device by which you're using to call us, Mama? Okay, Mama. All right.
I'm trying to bring it down.
Go on, Biafran.
I said a lot of things I sent to Brother Okonkwo, Mazo Okonkwo.
Correct.
I said, number 1, we must switch back the brains of our people by stopping them from eating cow meat and suya.
Okay.
Number 2, if a professor comes to the class and once after teaching, and a student writes a paper, those that will go to parties, they will pass. Those that don't even attend classes will pass. Those innocent people, because I was a victim. Innocent people like us that put our head and struggle and suffer. Professor will say, you will pass when you give me your body. Any student that reports a professor, that professor must go to jail. If you don't put policies in place, you cannot control the people. Another one is, if you go to any office to ask for government of documents, and somebody wants you to pay him or her, half of the money I wanted to use to do something back home, because I went to government office to ask for paper, they stole from me in the name of bribe. Half of that money, I couldn't do that project again. So if you don't give that bribe, they will tell you openly that they are not paid. So when we cross over and you come to office to collect documents, ordinary documents that you don't even need to pay, they say you have to give us bribe or else you won't get it. This is face to face, it's not hidden. Another one, when there is time for employment, any management that asks a girl to sleep with them, because if you don't carry it out and it comes to the news that people are now being fired for doing this, people's ears and brain is like so dull. They don't even, they were born in this crooked nation.
Thank you,
They have grown in this crooked nation. They don't understand what it means to reverse. So examples has to be shown by television, showing that this is, and that is why I love what Simon Epa did. He said those of us that live abroad, we should send our resumes for us to set the pace.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. You have made your point, ma. You have made your point, ma. Thank you.
Master Kumpa, why don't you allow her? Let her just,
okay, just allow her finish.
All right, go on. Finish your sentence. Go on. Thank you.
Yes, the Western world, they are using the policies to judge their case. Immediately you come to court, they ask you, is this right in the policy? You say no. Judges don't speak much. If you read my resume, I have sent my resume, I have worked with police, I have worked with courts, I have worked with prison. I'm teaching in the university.
Yes.
So if you come to the court, they ask you, is this applicable to what the law says? You say no. But that you want to do it that way, they say case closes, next person. They don't have time to talk to you because you have answered it. There's money. So if we do not set a pace, we cannot achieve anything. So there must be law in place to guide people. And people must be prosecuted, punished, even if it's 6 months. You are an ex-convict, so you have to wait. See, people lived in this all their life. They don't know otherwise. They don't know otherwise. So it's not their fault. So thank you.
Thank you. These things you are saying now. In fact, I want to say something about what she's saying now, right now. In fact, in the Constitution of Biafra, I think it's been captured by Pastor Livingston can bear witness. These facts are being captured. These things are being captured.
Yeah, for long time she has been saying it. She writes me every time. Yes.
Yes, you don't just come.
Kelechi.
Yes.
Yes. Tell that woman whatever suggestions she has. You know, I know we've gone far with the Constitution, but whatever suggestions she has, she can direct it to using one of those numbers, so that we can look into it. Yes, although we have gone far, so it's appreciated. Thank you very much.
So, madam, please, you can forward the whatever suggestions you have. Just put them together. Forward on WhatsApp on any of these numbers.
Yes, I'm going to push them to you. She has been sending me all these things. I'm going to push it directly to you, or Pastor Mecca. Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, do we have any other call? Any other caller? So that we can round off. Any other caller? No other caller. Okay. Dear friends, we know it's time for us to round off. Now we're going to be closing this broadcast. And
there's something I want to say before we close, because this didn't happen on our fundraising last time. I think I showed it to Gaddafi. I'm not in the place to show it. There are some people that are still making mistake on the payments. We have already, I've taken time to make a video on how you will pay your money. Some people went to pay on www.ipobusa/shake or shares bank. That is not for Autopilot, IPOB. Before you pay your money, cross-check the website. You know, there are a lot of infiltrators, and the moment you click www.ipob, you see a lot. You do have a lot. They used to siphon people. Chinas and Woru have his own. And the Chike does them. All the criminals, they have a unique website like us, but what is different with our own is www.ipobusa.org/donate. If you don't know how to pay, contact one of the Autopilot media team, and also show us your receipt so that we can know if you're making mistake. It's very necessary that we do that. Thank you, Mazi.
Some of them may even open a site that says www.ipobiusa. And if you don't look at it very well, that N is not the in. It's not the only I is there, or only N is there. And USA, you just discover, you just click quickly, and you have to observe the address very well so that you don't click the wrong address. You know, so it's very, very important and key, fundamentally very important. Thank you all, dear friends, and I'm going to call my comrades. Of course, Mazi Okonkwo is already there. So Mazi Okonkwo,
please. There's also announcement. I think maybe Sonny is busy with that. You know, our youth fundraising is coming. I think 12th November. We should start now to prepare our sheets. So that is very important before the flyers come. And I pray that Madam Azuka and Honorable Azuka and Sonny, those who are responsible, will make that flyer as soon as possible so that we can spread it all over the place so that people can get it fast and as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yes, we want to use this opportunity also to appreciate the lawyers who have been actually working hard and doing what they have to do. Barrister Jimako and others who have been doing well for the cause of Biafra. I want to appreciate them and for what they are doing. Please, Mazi, let me begin with Mazi Chick Survivor. Please, 1 minute, just make your final submission.
Thank you, my brother, fellow comrade. I appreciate everybody for all our contributions, and I appreciate every Biafran that is watching. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to strengthen every one of us. I want to tell you that is watching, every Biafran that is watching, wherever you are watching from, do not forget the time that we are in. You have to pay attention to time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man that follows time. He doesn't play with time. Mazi Simon Ekpa is working with time. Today, we are in a time, and you must have to know the time that we're in. We have 125 days to go. I have said it several times in my platform, and I say, don't keep yourself busy trying to figure out how it's going to happen. If you believe that Chukwu Okike Abiyama is in charge, Chukwu Okike Abiyama is the one piloting the struggle today to making sure that Biafra is actualized, Don't try to figure out how it's going to act. The only thing you have to do as a Biafran, ask yourself, what am I going to do to make sure that 125 days becomes a reality? That is a question every one of us today will have asked. If you have not started doing something, it is not late. Start today. If you answer that question right, ask yourself, what am I doing? What have I been doing? Yeah. If you have not started, start today. Pick something to do and focus. Do not try to belittle Chukwu Okabiama, to cage him into trying to find out what will happen and what will not happen. Chukwu Okabiama is in charge, and we'll get into Biafra in 125 days. Do your own part. Chukwu Okabiama is already doing a lot for us. Thank you, and remember, see you again next time.
Thank you so much. Ajibo Sunday. I think your name is Ajibola. That should be Ajibola Sunday. Ajibo. You said that my dressing today is bright. Thank you so much for that compliment. I appreciate it. I've always been dressed in dark, so now I'm bright. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the compliment. Mazi 247. Ajibola, I think you are Yoruba. Ajibola. That should be Ajibola.
This is how they do your face. Ajibola will say your face can't look like another thing. You know, go do it.
Mazi 247, please. 1 minute. Take it up from there, please.
Ajibola.
Yeah, sorry for that. Biafrans, I greet you all anywhere you are. I want you to know, you heard Mazo Konkwo. Before you make your donations, payment, be very careful. It will be better you don't pay than to give the criminals your money to continue to attack your blessings, your freedom. I beg everybody. And I want you to remember the fundraising for the youth coming up next month. And remember on the 2nd, the asylum seekers program coming on 2nd of next month, November. I think Mazi Simon Ekpa with Honorable Azoka, they will address some certain issues you need there. And I want you to remain focused. Don't be distracted. Don't mind what those old baboons are saying. We are not looking for political solution. We need freedom. If there will be any election at all in this life in the land of Biafra, it will be only referendum. Outside that, no election. We are not supporting any election. Sitting at home continues. Woto continues. And I want to beg and pray to every Biafran, support what we are doing. Financially, at this critical moment, we need your support. Financially, it is important. There is no how we can go and catch lion with empty hand. You can't catch a something. We need money to get those equipment, to get those ammunitions, to get those arms, to go and bring Biafra for you. We need arms. Thank you, Biafrans. Good night.
Thank you so much for that. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. The initial speaker, Mazi Chuk Survival, his channel is Chuk Survival channel. I think on YouTube, you can go on that and then subscribe. Just go there, flood that place. Biafrans, you have to flood each channel, you know, and subscribe. So, and of course, Mazi Ugo's channel is you know, Biafra 247 TV, Biafra 247 TV. You just go there, flood there, subscribe to his channel, you know, and then you know that you are doing the work of what him that have sent you to propagate the gospel through, you know, what we are doing here. Mazi and Raf, please, just 1 minute. Of course, we have Raf Chiamaka TV. I want you, as he's talking now, please just go there and begin to subscribe. As he's talking, you just keep subscribing. So please take it up from there, please.
Ike de no de Ike de no de Ike ja chwa jomo Ike de no de Ike. Fellow Biafrans, we are on the right track. And yes. 125 days to go, wow. And they are panicking. They are all panicking. So let us be focused, let us be resilient, let us be resolved and know what we're looking for. Biafra is near, and we are going home. And just like they have always also said, I have my own idea. If you are making any, because I sounded that alarm earlier because somebody asked me, you know, I need the link where they are paying, and they showed me the link they sent to him. I discovered that it is the link of Ndenzama. They're actually sending this link to people. So if you are having challenge, even though we have said it now, some people still want to make mistake. If you're having this challenge, contact any one of us here. We will send the link to your phone. You will click the link as we send it to you, and then you will, from there, pay in. If you're having that challenge of writing www.ipobinusa.org/donate, we are going to help you. Somebody is calling me. I don't know whether the person is calling to contribute in the program. Anyway, thank you very much, fellow Biafrans. We move.
Just pick it. Let's see if the person.
Let me see if the caller is calling. Okay. Hello.
Motherfucker, all this criminality you guys got.
Oh my God! Oh my God! These are criminals. They are working so hard. Those criminals.
Make me a cost. You know, this will not be Pastor Livingstone. Me go cost you.
I don't play in voice. But I give him a
You will die in bondage.
He said,
"Oh my God! Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my God! Thank you so much. Please go to Chiamaka TV, you know, and subscribe. You know, subscribe to that channel, flood place, and subscribe, and so that you can know at the point in time whenever it comes, you can be part of the program. Thank you so much, Mazi Chiamaka Ralph. Thank you so much.
When are we doing the program now? Please, I've responded to your message, so we.
I was talking about tomorrow. Is it possible tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow we're looking at, yes, tomorrow's title is Evident History. We look at facts that have happened in history, and then we analyze them to actually. So
okay,
you
please.
just,
yeah, I will send you my number tomorrow. So you send me the link. I'll join you tomorrow.
Okay, please. Thank you so much. So, Mazi Okonkwo, please go on.
That guy didn't get more Mazaraf, you know, this is indication that they are I command sleep to go out of your night for your eyes. Before Biafra. In fact,
not just sleep.
May Nigeria happen to you.
Not just sleep. You will be tormented in the sleep. You will be tormented in the sleep.
Anyway, Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I greet all my comrades here, and I will leave you with this scripture from the book of, I think that was John chapter 9, verse 4. Jesus told his people, he said, I must do the work of he who calls me. For night cometh when no man can walk again. This is our morning. Anything you can do to make Biafra come, do it. That's what I do. Before they say, "Mazo, your pastor," so I greet all my Biafrans.
We have the power to bless. We have the power to bless and the power to curse.
I want to also extend my greetings to our Autopilot prayer team. Nobody remembers them. They were telling me, "Can't Simon if you remember us?" So please, Autopilot media team, head by me, Pastor Dr. Steve, Pastor Chika Kelechi, all of us here are member of it. Even Raf, maybe we are demanding also one day you shall come also to join us in Autopilot prayer team one of the Sunday evening if you have chance. You're the man of God. You know, we've been doing this before.
The only thing you need to do is send me the link. It's like you always forget. You have to send me the link.
I will do that. I will do that. May God bless all of you and God bless you. My name is Steve Okonkwo. Mazin Nanakano shall be out. God bless us.
Please go to Austin Okonkwo TV. You'll see him there on YouTube. Subscribe. Please, we want that subscription. We want that place to be flooded with subscription this night. Please go there this night as we are talking. Just go to Austin Okonkwo TV. You'll see it there. Just keep subscribing, and then you'll see how we're going to move this. People like this who have called now, we need to displace them so that it will pain them very well that you know the message is going far. So please subscribe, and of course, is Mazi Sonny there? I don't know if he can speak to us. Is it possible, Mazi Sonny? Can you hear us? Just for 1 minute, just your final words. Okay, it seems he's still having problems with his So I want to thank you, Biafrans, for tonight. We have done a great job. You also, we appreciate you because you have done so much. So most of you have sending messages and great messages. We cannot address the messages and actually here because of time. And maybe one of these days we're going to have a program where either you are calling or you're sending messages, and we're going to be analyzing what you are saying and giving you some corrections and educating you more on that. We're going to create that time for you because you are very important to us. Without you, we being here is nothing. That is why we have to carry you along, and also appreciate you for your messages and all of that. Those of you who are watching who couldn't send messages, maybe busy one way or the other, we thank you all for joining. And please join us tomorrow and join me tomorrow with my special guest, Mazi Raf, Ajere. He's going to be joining me tomorrow, 1 p.m. Biafra time on Biafra Global Network. The topic, every Tuesday we have the topic Evident History. We're going to be looking at things that have happened in the past, whether internationally or nationally or locally, and then we look at them and analyze our now with them so that we'll be able to harness the now with the experience of the past so that we prepare the posterity for the experience of the future using the experience of the now to actually harness their own time and opportunity also to balance what they have to do for the future. So they gain experience from what we have done, experience from the past, and then we harness today. They gain experience from us, and they harness the future. We want a better Biafra. So join us on Biafra Global Network on YouTube. Please go there now and start subscribing. At least I don't talk tired this night. Subscribe to my channel, at least so that you at least make it be you say okay, you don't try. Just we subscribe. Biafra Global Network, and Mazi Raf Ajere will be there tomorrow, 1 p.m. You're going to hear it hot. I know I've given him a clue of the topic. He's going to come up with something bombarding. He's going to bombard all these Inzama people so that they will know that we are serious. We're in serious business. So join us tomorrow. And of course, it's going to be powerful. And I want to thank you all. We want to thank Mazi Simon for what he's doing. We are strongly behind him. We are saying, according to his words, we are, we do according to what you say. And we are behind him strongly. We thank Umo Ada. Every one of them, we thank you all. We thank the prayer team, the IPOB Autopilot prayer team. We thank you all. And those of you who are doing your bits in all, all sphere, And of course, we thank the ESN. We thank the Alliance. We thank, we thank those who are bringing the funds. And let me tell you, Biafrans, we can do this. We are more than over 70 million people. You can't tell me that we can't fund our freedom. If you're out there, you have not been funding ESN, you have not been coming for the fundraising, know that there's something wrong you are doing. And of course, this counts spiritually. These things have spiritual implication. You don't still have the resources and sit back and watch your people struggle with funds. The only thing we need you to do now is to fund. Every tactics, we have the tactics, we have the ideas, we have the principles, we have the template to get Biafra. Just the funds, and then we get it right. So please join us and fund. The next fundraising is coming. Always look up to it. You don't even need to wait for the next fundraising. Just this night, you can click it. IPOB, www.IPOB in USA. Watch it very well. /donate. Watch it very well. www.IPOB in USA /donate. Mazira,
no, you have to make it.
Okay, yes.
IPOB in USA.
Yes, .org. /donate. Please, sorry about that. .org must be there. www.IPOBINUSA.org. That's .org. Dot is dot. No dot. They say dot. Then you put it org. Then /donate. DONATE. That's it. And you are there. You just give your contributions, and you see what God will use your contributions to do in the life of Biafrans, and see how our freedom. We are 70 million people, for God's sake. We shouldn't be talking about this money every time. We shouldn't be talking about it. So thank you all for joining, and thank you all for everything that you have done. I thank my comrades who have exercised patience and who have contributed. They have said so many interesting things. And please, anytime we come for broadcasts like this, write things down. Later, you go look at them again, reminisce over them, and you see that it's going to be a strong one. We are meeting you again collectively like this again on Friday. We're going to be here Biafra time, 7 p.m. Biafra time, and we are going to be having another good time, great time. It's going to be a lovely time. Every moment counts. And please watch out for what's going to happen between now and Friday. It's going to be wonderful, to our favor. It's going to be a wonderful favor. And Biafra is here already. Thank you all, and God bless you all. Keep fit, keep safe, be sure, be confident, prayerful, and all that, and you see what God will do. God bless you, Rego. Thank you all. Thank you, comrades, for your time and everything.
Water.
Is the cool.
Water.
Maybe our cool.
Water.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mazi Survival.
Yes.
Greet you, great comrade.
Thank you, brother.
Yes. Thank you all.
We miss Gaddafi. Or Gaddafi or somewhere.
Maybe he's engaged today.
He's always engaged.
Gaddafi did Sunday house with the Ipob.
So the two of them can't stay away. They can't mute.
Gaddafi goes Sunday house.
Gaddafi got Ike.
Oh, you need to Ike Pentecost.
Ike Pentecost too.
My brother Rap, Ole.
Udo, Mazi Chooks. That is you're awesome. You're doing wonderfully well. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Well,
I thank God.
We don't come. Biafra must come.
Yes,
the zoo is finished.
Of course.
Yes,
yeah. But I was Sunday, when you eat your dog meat and the soup, you go lock your face. Like King Solomon. 404 meat.
Thank you. Obioma, I see your message. Thank you. So thank you all. So we go now so that we can prepare for Friday. Remember tomorrow. Join me tomorrow.
Bye everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Join me.